Oi, ding dong.
Hey,
Talk and show us your
how you
face.
doing?
I'm
Oh
doing
my
good.
god,
How are
what's
you
the matter
doing?
with your internet?
I have no idea. I'm thinking
What's
there's a
wrong?
problem.
Why?
It does
Because
seem
it took a while
pretty
for the
slow.
webcam to come on, which is not a good
Yeah,
sign.
it did.
He's now stuttering and
Oh.
his voice is
I
also
thought he was just messing up. I thought
his
he was
voice is
messing around.
also a little bit. Look at this. What's your internet speeds right now?
I don't know because I've had some problems. To be honest, our internet's been a bit crap lately. Bear with me. I will do a speed test. I know it's probably going to be crap.
When was the last time you restarted the whole system?
I literally just turned on. That's
Your
sometimes a
router?
problem. Sometimes it takes it a bit for some weird reason.
You just turned your router on?
No, just turn the
When was the
internet
last
on.
time? When was the last time you restarted your router?
Long time. Well,
2008.
probably was.
Sometimes that helps.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing's happening. Oh, here we go.
Well, the speed test came back negative.
No internet.
Oh, it's super fast.
It's just got a
2
frowny
megs,
face.
man. 2 megs.
Well,
2
you could
megs,
have
wow.
latency.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
It took it a
You have a lot
while.
of packet loss? Have you done
Ah,
a packet loss
The only
test?
packets he's worried about is the Walker's crisps that he's snuffing.
Crisp. Ah.
Tortillas, baby.
I suppose we just carry on, Stu, and hope for the best.
Oh my god, I can see what you mean now. Wow.
I love that. In the middle of that statement. Well, hopefully you're. Oh my God. Ugh.
You know, just saw what happened.
It's like on Simpsons when Dr. Nick goes to operate and you've seen it from the point of view of the, and he goes,
Hey, everybody. Oh God.
he goes, 3, you was fall asleep after my count. 3, 2, what the hell is that?
Out like a light. Yeah. All right. So we're doing this.
I don't know, just a minute. Let me have another go.
Susan's
Hold
in the
up.
chat. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
How are you?
Let's have another go.
Hi, everybody else
that
who's
was a little
watching.
bit quicker at doing the whatever, doing the do.
What did
but
you
it's
do?
not
Wiggle the
doing
wire?
it. Yeah.
He just jostled the hamster a little bit in its wheel.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 8 now.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
So
no,
the clouds
back
went
down to
past
2.
overhead.
Yeah. I feel like we're in 2008 with you.
I feel like I am. I think I've got a 56 kilobyte dial up or something.
Yeah.
I have a thing, a line through thing. I'm wondering if that's started to go faulty or something.
It's mad how quick we adjust, isn't it? Like, we now fully expect to stream video,
Yeah.
audio,
High def video.
like
Right.
like live stream in several rooms at the
Yeah.
same time. Also, my Xbox should connect to the internet. And I remember
Across the
10 years
continent.
ago, like, this would have blown our dicks off if we,
Oh yeah.
you know, we would go, oh my god, you can do all this at the same time.
I'll tell you what
And in
I'm
another
gonna do.
10 years, we'll be holograms in the same. Like we'll be in a room,
I'm
and
going to
everyone else can be in the room with us.
I'm going to just turn me line through stuff on and off at both ends and see if that helps.
Dirty
Just because
bastard.
that's not as
Line through
that doesn't take as
Dirty
long.
bugger, yeah.
Doesn't take as long as resetting a router. Just
Okay.
bear with me. I've got to get under my desk now, which isn't
Uh-oh.
great for a fat bastard.
Bring the
at-
camera with you. We want to see
Bear
you
with me.
fiddling with things under your desk.
No.
So I'm listening to a
Here I go.
okay, thanks.
Oh.
Stu. I'm listening
Here
to
I go
a podcast at the moment, Duke,
Uh,
and it's about a fake clairvoyant. It's a character from a
Okay.
TV show. This TV show was called Phoenix Nights,
okay.
and it's like in the show, in one episode, there's a clairvoyant, and he's like crap, and he's like, right, love, now you're not very well, are you? You're not very well, and she's like, no, I'm not, no. So, well, is it? And it's terminal, isn't it? And she goes, no, it's not terminal. And then he just walks away, going. And then, so that character has got his own podcast now. And this sitcom was like from 2002, 2003,
Alright.
and he's like in 2018 he started this podcast, and he's still the same guy, same character,
Yeah. Right.
and he's just like a washed out clairvoyant basically, and I'm addicted to this and the sort of the tagline in where he's from a place called Bolton, so they don't say our souls, they say our, as in our souls, like our souls. And he goes, probing our souls, you know.
I see the
let me-
clever linguistic.
Let me bend over and show you my third eye, you know, and all this so stupid. It's so dumb, but it's so funny. And he's got like a, he calls him Tarawak, an Eskimo spirit, and then somebody comes on and rings up and says you can't use the word Eskimo. And he goes, no, well, Tarawak here, he's with me, and he's nodding, and he says, you're a fucking prick. And yeah, it's very good. So,
I'm doing another test, people.
It's
Let's see if it's any better.
Stu, I'm not my hopes.
Really gonna make a
I'm
big
not looking
difference.
up. When I'm looking at my
No.
hopes, I'm not looking up. They're not high.
No.
I'm looking down at my hopes.
Apparently, Alexa's just gone off, so it's possibly just an internet issue.
Well, to be fair,
bandwidth Alexa sucking up is causing problems for you.
to be fair, in the first 10 seconds, I did surmise that it was an internet problem.
Yeah.
Brah. Would you like to continue with the show anyway?
Do you want me to try resetting my router?
I think we should try doing the show with what we've got.
Because we can hear you okay.
Yeah,
Oh, the audio's fine. It's just
the audio feels all
I mean,
right.
I
The
mean, I
video's
wouldn't.
a little choppy, but
I
who
wouldn't call
cares?
it crisp, Stu. Like, well, I can hear that, but it's certainly
I think it's fine.
it'll do.
Yeah.
Can you hear my crisps?
Actually, it's getting worse now.
Oh,
Go
I'll try the
restart
route.
your router.
I was going to do that.
Okay.
It's going to probably take about 5-10
Alright.
minutes. You know,
Yes, it will.
So-
Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording.
Duke,
Okay.
talk to me about what's going on in your life.
I got laundry here that I need to fold.
How's work?
We had guests over last night. We had Diane used to live in this co-op, this housing co-op, and so there's a bunch of people that she stayed in touch with that she used to live with, and they they came to see the farm and right nice people. They brought cookies and tiny little biscuits, and which you call, I don't know what you call biscuits. I know you call cookies biscuits. What do you call?
We
biscuits?
don't really have your version of
don't have
biscuits
those
here,
biscuits.
really.
Anyway, yeah, and one of them brought mangoes, and
Mangoes, yeah.
we showed them all over the farm, and one of them, their kid, doesn't really eat much food.
Okay.
We had the Duchess made like a tomato pie, and then she had a apple cake that she made, and then other people brought other things, and Duchess made this broccoli dish, and the young lady wasn't into any of it. And I was like, you want me to make you like a sandwich? I can make you peanut butter and jelly or something. No, I'm fine. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
I don't get it. Like, what? You don't like food?
But I was a fussy eater though when I was
I'm a
young.
fussy eater too, but I don't know, the idea of no food at all. Like, I don't know, there were cookies on offer last night, and I don't know, whatever. It is what it is.
So your version of biscuit is what we would call. It's a bit debatable what we would call it, but
Okay.
there's two ways to say it, and no one agrees.
Alright.
But it's either a scone or a scone.
Yeah, I've had scones, and like they're different from our biscuits, so I think it's just an American thing that just doesn't exist.
It's the closest thing I would say.
Yeah, right.
But we don't have scones with gravy. We have scones with.
Yeah, I don't
Cream
really like
and
biscuits
jam.
and gravy, to be honest. I find it weird that that's a thing in the South. But I mean, part of it too is that it's always sausage gravy. So like maybe if I had it with veggie gravy, I would like it. I don't know. But one of the fellows who was over, so one of the ladies that used to live in this co-op with Diane, she has a kid, and she has two kids, and one of them is like, he came over and he was like, they were taking the tour, and they came down here into the rec room, and he was like, oh, you've got Minecraft. I got mine taken away. And I was like, oh, what's up with that? And his mom was like, yeah, he was watching YouTubers streaming Minecraft that weren't on the list that we agreed he would watch. So he's in trouble. He doesn't have Minecraft for a week. And I was like, damn, dude. I feel your pain, dude.
Yeah.
Listen to your folks. I don't know what to tell you. And yeah, so the whole night he was just like, what's your favorite thing to do in Minecraft? Have you ever caught an axolotl? And have you done this? Have you done that? And I was just like,
I would have gone like
I haven't
this.
done any of that.
Stop talking.
Well, he was like, what do you like? What's your favorite thing to do in Minecraft? I was like, make roller coasters. He's like, oh, I like to explore. And I'm like, okay. Like he's at that age where like he wants to talk about stuff, but he doesn't have a whole lot to say about it.
Yeah.
He just wants to sort of list the things that he knows.
That's kind of where Stu is now, isn't he?
How dare you say that about Stuart? He's a great conversationalist. So I had a colonoscopy. Oh, you know, my colonoscopy, let me tell you, right? My grandmother got hit by a truck. My grandmother once, she got hit by a bus. You right? Listen.
How big was the truck? Oh, well, the truck that hit my granddad was way bigger.
I can't laugh because I do that too sometimes. Like, especially in the classroom. Like, as soon as a student starts talking about something, I'm just immediately jumping in with my thoughts about that same thing. So it's a human characteristic, but some of us bite our tongues a little more than others, I suppose. We love you, Stu. It's not being recorded, so I don't know why I'm saying that.
Oh, we can say whatever we
have
want.
Parent-teacher
This isn't
conferences
recorded.
This is recorded. On Thursday, we have parent-teacher conferences from 4 until 8 p.m., which means I'm going to be at school for 12 hours that day. And then the next day, Friday, we have conferences in the morning from 7:30 till 11:30. Now, I'm hoping that we don't also have some professional development stuff after that, because that would be a pain in the ass. Usually what they do is if we have that 12-hour day on Thursday, then they give us a half day on Friday to balance it out. And I hope that's going to be the case, because if so, I will have some time on Friday to play the open beta for Battlefield.
Oh.
No, it's coming.
I am so out the loop. Pete was asking me about, well, have you been playing the Halo Infinite beta? I was like, the what?
I didn't know that was up. What? Are you excited about that, or I mean, it seems like you're not too fussed.
No, not really.
Has the magic gone out of Halo, or is it just?
Has the magic gone out of video games, Duke?
Oh, damn.
Find out on episode 613.
All right. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't want the answer to be yes.
I'm just going to keep turning up, though.
With nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Well, that's how it's been for the last 2 months, to be fair.
I don't know. You played some stuff last week. You've been doing the play my game, bitch.
Yeah, I didn't do it this week, though. Because it was Black Mesa. How much laundry do you have to fold?
Oh, yeah. Right. Well, this is 2 weeks worth.
2 weeks
The
worth?
problem is that I do laundry every 2 weeks. When do you do laundry?
It's just a constant thing, isn't it?
Not for me.
I don't have that many clothes, so I start running out.
Yeah.
But we don't have vast wardrobes like you guys.
I never thought of myself as having a vast wardrobe. But...
And how big is your wardrobe? How big is your closet?
I mean, we have a pretty big closet here, but like I have a dresser that's like 4 drawers, but I only ever use 3 of them. And then, you know, I got probably about 20 shirts, a few pairs of pants, you know, various coats and stuff.
My closet is like the size of a door.
Yeah.
And about two and a half drawers.
Uh-huh.
And that's where all my clothes are stored.
What was it? Just like when you were a kid. That's where I keep my shirts. When Homer was showing his mom around.
Oh yeah, it's fixed, baby. I'm fixed.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you say these things, but I don't believe you.
Odd that there was a delay when you started your camera and.
Well, I don't know. I can only tell you, man. It seems here I've got 40 odd download now, which I didn't have before.
Right.
Well, I'm glad the resetting of the router looks like it's working.
Oh god, now it's dropped back down to 1. It was 40 odd a second ago.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's kind of what me and Duke were thinking, really.
Well, you know what? We gave it a shot. Didn't make a difference. That's okay. Let's just press ahead.
We can make out what you're saying. It's not unaudible.
What if I turn my, how do you turn the camera off? Let me turn that
No,
off.
we've got to
maybe.
see your face. We have to see your face.
Well, you can't if it's bloody making it. Just a minute, stop video.
How is it
It's
making
not,
it
though.
worse?
I don't know. There's more bandwidth, doesn't it, when you use video?
Well, it doesn't seem like it made the audio better.
Damn it. It was literally the second ago when I tested it, it was fine.
Seriously, it sounds okay to me. Put your
I
camera
don't
back
know.
on. Let's just do the show.
There's no point putting the camera on because it's using more bandwidth.
There is
doesn't
a point putting the camera on. That's why we're doing Zoom.
I don't know, but
You sound exactly the same as you did before you turned your camera off.
Yeah, bad, man.
Well, I didn't want to say your voice sounds bad, but you know.
Oh well, hold up then. Oh, it's not even coming on. No, there you go.
It's coming on. It's fine. All right, we ready?
No.
We're gonna muscle through. We'll get ready because
It might get better as we go along. Maybe it'll sort itself out.
I hope so.
Let's start the motherfucking
Have you
show.
continued the recording, dude?
Yeah, I started the recording. Thank you for checking.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Jimmy, Alabama will tell you about every single game that we play this week.
Wario
cheese! Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Stu with the soundbite saviors.
Wow.
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
Wow.
It's the veteran gamers.
Next question.
So, is you guys gonna ask me about my hat?
Before you have to press repeat, y'all.
It's very strange what Eric picks like as a sound effect.
That was a sound effect that like totally threw me then, that did. Oh my god. Hello and welcome to episode 613 of the Veteran Gamers podcast, where I probably sound like a robot.
Woo! I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Chinny.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. Flipping heck.
Everybody want to rap. Everybody want to sing. Everybody do the thing like a mother flipping robot.
I see what you
said
did there.
robots do, so I was
You don't sound
Rhyming.
like a robot, Stu. It's fine.
No, you
I feel
sound-
like I do, even though because
you
Duke
don't.
sounds a little bit like a robot to me. So maybe
You
me
sound
upload's better than me
sexy.
download. I don't know.
Sexy and I know it.
Hopefully it'll just get better.
Yeah, it's getting better. Okay, what do we do here? We talk about video games. It's a video
Yeah, we
game
do.
podcast.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we
Oh
do.
yeah.
And we fold our laundry.
Yep.
Do we?
I got my
We're
laundry
folding-
right here.
I haven't got any laundry to fold. What are you going on about? Hold
You
up, I
fold
feel like
your
I'm
laundry when you
Just a
need to
minute,
fold
just a
your
minute.
laundry. No, don't stop. You're not cute.
Well, I'm folding laundry. You said to fold laundry. so I'm folding laundry. Holy cow.
Anyway, all right, it's time for
Oh,
story
by
time.
the way,
My
this is a
favorite
story.
time. It's story time.
Story time.
There is a story behind this T-shirt, right? Because
Oh,
you know
thank God,
when,
I was hoping you
I
would
know.
have a story about that
Christ.
T-shirt.
do you know?
He picks
you
up
know
a
when I-
random T-shirt and he's got like a
Yeah,
four,
right. Well,
5
First
minute
of all, why do you have a
story.
random T-shirt just sitting there in your
Wow,
studio?
that's the story,
Wow,
right? Because
here comes the
you're gonna-
story, people. Just sit back.
You're gonna think this is Mingus.
I was throwing an
right?
orgy.
Okay.
But this T-shirt was worn by my mate when
During
he
an
helped me
orgy?
do me dick. Well, all those 4 years ago when I did me big dick, he
For
was
those who
wearing
don't
his
know,
and he
that's
left
Stuart's
it
deck.
here,
He loves to make the little
and it's
jokes.
still here, and it's never been washed since. Right?
So that's been in that conservatory since
4
he.
years. 4
And you
years,
just
right?
grabbed it
And
and
here,
started
look, this
flinging
is
it around,
this
huh?
is one of his favorite T-shirts. I don't know whether you can see this when I've got
You're
it in the
a
right
braver
place.
man than I know, because your camera's all shit.
I don't know, but he was in the Army Air Corps, and this is his Army Air
Okay.
Corps T-shirt, and there's the logo for the Army.
Wash
Air
it,
Corps.
wash
wanna
it
come
and
get
give
it,
it
huh?
back to the man, Stu.
I don't know.
Really?
It's just there.
Just
It's-
wash it. Just throw it in
I don't
the
know.
wash.
Yeah, really. You have a washer, right?
Yeah, but it's not my
Well, wash
T-shirt,
it.
so I'm just like,
So what?
You wash it
Yeah.
and give it back. That's
why
the
it's a
thing
nice
you
thing
do.
to do.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right,
Just
so I
there.
have a story to tell. You ready? Here, check this out.
Yeah.
I graded a lot of papers this week.
Nice.
Is that it?
That's it. That's the story.
Nice.
That is just
And
good.
There's an acorn in the rec room here. I got it. Let me show you.
Jesus
There's
Christ.
an acorn. How about that?
Jesus.
By the way, I've
Well,
actually
you
got
tell
a
a story, Chinny.
I've got a
crying out
genuine
loud.
story. Do you want to hear a
Oh, go
genuine
ahead,
story?
Stu. This better not be about a
So-
T-shirt that someone left at an orgy.
So now I have officially been jabbed 3 times for COVID.
That's...
I've had
Oh,
my,
he got a booster shot, people.
I've had my booster shot, man. I am
Yeah.
triple jabbed.
Nice.
Triple jabbed. But here's the thing, right?
What? Okay.
I had AstraZeneca the first 2 times because, you know. I was
Wait,
one of
are
those
you
people-
mixing and matching your vaccines?
Yeah, now I'm on Pfizer. I had AstraZeneca.
Oh,
now
you
I'm
was dissing the Pfizer. You was
Crazy.
like, oh, people who have
Well, you-
Pfizer, they're basically like they've got AIDS. Like they're not even
You
the
have no
real.
choice, right? You can't have any other jab. They won't give you AstraZeneca now. You have to have Pfizer, right?
Fucking hypocrite.
Interesting.
Now, here's the thing, right? AstraZeneca, I had 2 jabs, no problems. I was absolutely fine. Just a little bit of an ache in my arm, and that was the job done.
But
So I went-
AstraZeneca.
So I
Pfizer.
went Pfizer. Fucking hell. Right, morning after, I was like, my arm were really sore
Yep.
and my shoulder. And I'm like, I can cope with that. By the middle of the afternoon, I was aching everywhere. And I'm like, what the
Yeah, but
fuck?
you're not as hard as I am.
Well, I feel like I needed to be, because I thought it was going to be. I didn't have any issues at all. So I got home that night and I said to Kate, it's really weird, right? Because this is the first time I've felt what I consider to be ill for over 2 years.
So would you
'Cause
say,
I'm not-
according to the Beastie Boys, it's time to get ill?
Yeah, good time to get ill. So I was ill until I went to bed and I just felt shivery and a bit achy and I was like, shit, and this isn't good. And then I got up for work the following morning and I was fine. Like nothing had happened. It was weird.
Yay!
So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
Sally said
fine.
she had Pfizer and was ill for days.
Yeah, well, I wasn't
got
ill
lucky.
for days, thankfully, but ill for half
See,
a
all
day.
you old uns going, oh, I had my jab and I was fine. Then I had Pfizer and I was ill for a day, and you were like, well, I was fine. You young uns, you don't have. Yeah, but we took like a harder jab. More illness went into us.
Yeah, they used a needle that was twice as long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. It felt like a bigger needle. Maybe
Up the
that
bum.
was it.
Yeah.
Up the bum.
Up the bum. Up the bum.
the
He had me
bum.
bending over and everything. I'm like, you sure
Yours
this
was up
is
the
what
bum,
you do?
right, Stu? Because mine
Yeah,
was
totally up there.
right up there.
Yeah, the dude was like, got this massive needle and stuck it right
And
up
was
my
your
arse.
injection in an alleyway?
Yeah, weirdly too.
And did you
yeah.
have a scar where
The
your
guy in the
kid...
Joker mask.
Did you have a scar where your kidney usually is?
No, funnily not. Where my spleen was, though, I did
I
have
mean,
one.
where your kidney usually is. Your kidney is still there.
I don't know,
right?
but I've been going to the toilet quite a lot since.
Yeah, I've not had that issue. Can't say. But
I
yeah,
do
I'm
wake
triple
up in a
jab, so
tub full of
I'm a,
ice.
And I
I'm
can't
about
go.
as
I can't.
protected
I
as
can't
me.
go near magnets ever since. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's all coincidence.
yeah.
It's
well,
the 5G microchip inside of you.
Correct.
Yeah, maybe that's. I've probably got.
Can you explain
like
why I'm
hundreds of
magnetized? Why
those.
does this pen stick to me?
Hundreds of those now. I've had
And
so
it
many
sticks to
jobs.
me.
And
Pen
then
sticks to me.
tomorrow-
Look, pen's sticking to me.
Is it sure?
Whoa.
And then
My
Whoa.
AirPods.
Oh,
have
God.
Whoa.
Dude. What were you gonna say,
Wow.
Stu?
tomorrow I'm getting me flu jab, so I'm going to be jabbed again.
Yay! Jab,
Well,
jab, jib,
dude,
jab.
I know it's
Snip,
fucking
snap,
jabs
snip,
on
snap.
jabs on the jibby jabby jab.
Apparently, yes.
Apparently so. So yeah.
What a
Anyway.
great story.
Perfectly level flying is the supreme challenge of the scale model pilot.
So yeah, I feel fine anyway now. So I don't know. I'm
All
probably
right. Anybody else got
protected.
any stories?
Yeah.
That was a heck of a story.
I know.
I
Where
Where are you going?
I got a
Story time's
story.
over,
No,
isn't it?
I guess it's
No.
not. Sorry.
No, it's
sorry.
not.
Bad,
It's not
bad
over.
timing for the sound bit
this
play.
is my brother's business, but I'll tell it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, we don't care. You spill the dirt, man.
Dish.
So
Yeah,
I was. It was Saturday morning. I'm
Oh.
playing video games.
Like you do.
Yeah.
Oh, Saturday afternoon.
I like
I'm playing video games. I got a Tara walks in with her phone. My phone's in the bedroom. Your brother wants you. Oh, okay. And just to let you know before I tell you this story, everybody's okay.
Is it personal?
No,
Is it
no,
like something oh,
no, no.
that's
He's his boil has gone now. No, so the found basically, my sister-in-law got into a car crash.
Oh god.
No.
She's
That's not
okay.
funny. I thought there was a funny story.
Yeah, I
from
thought it was going to
When
be
did I
funny,
say
like,
this is going to be a funny
thought-
story?
I thought-
Never,
funny-
but you know, you've trained us to think certain things. Whenever
So-
you start getting serious, there's a big reveal later, and you're like, you
Yeah.
thought I was a serious thing. Ha.
So
I thought the punchline was gonna
Anyway.
be something like his left testicles finally dropped.
He might still be
You know
leading
what I
us
mean?
there. Go ahead, Jenny.
Go.
Let's hear it.
Go.
no, she's fine, and she was stationary, and she had a daughter in my car, which I suppose is my niece. She's like 23. She doesn't feel like my niece, but she's like,
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
I know, but she they were stationary in the car. They got hit from behind, and they're injured. They have sort of genuine like whiplash and things like that.
Yeah, sure they do.
They do. They actually do, Stu.
That's a couple of gram there, couple of gram.
They do. So that's what they don't like. But like, well, put it
Couple of
this way.
grand.
All right, Stu. Before you run your mouth, She had to get cut out of the car.
There's two of. Oh, there's two. Oh shit.
Yeah. So.
Wow, she probably does have genuine whiplash then.
Yeah.
Whoa, fucking hell.
So
That's
she had to
pretty
get
bad.
cut out of the
Sorry.
car. She made the news, which was fun.
Oof.
I don't know why that looks so bad, right? Because the delayed one is I'm laughing as you're saying she was cut out of
Yeah,
the car.
yeah. Maybe you should.
makes me
Well, you're
really,
an
really bad.
insensitive, horrible person. That's
I
what.
am. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
And now she can't smell. No, only joking. But
Well, she got COVID as well.
no. So that happened, right? And I can talk about this now because it was all fine. So Pete brings me up and he says, obviously it's his car, so he doesn't have a car.
Oh God.
So he says, "Can you come round and borrow me your car?" Because he's looking after little Leo, and he's got a new dog, my brother,
Right.
who's a little puppy, and he says, "Can you come round, look after Leo, and look after the puppy?" Okay. So,
and lend you his and
lend
lend
my
you
car.
your car.
so he takes my car. He does what he's got to do. They're injured but fine. So I'm, Pete says, "Are you going to be all right with Leo and the dog?" I was like, "I'll be fine." I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Oh.
So 10 minutes
Famous
later,
last words, man.
so 10 minutes later, Leo's ear's bleeding,
Oh, God,
and
what-
because
what
the dog nipped his ear, and there's blood,
Oh,
and I'm
jeez.
like, "Oh no!" And the dog's going crazy, and I said to Pete, "It'll be fine." So I had to be really stern with the dog, and I had to drag him into his cage and be like, "No!" But Leo was very brave, and he was fine. I mean, he's 25.
Did you?
No, he's not really.
Did you put a plaster on it? Did you put a
I
plaster?
put a plaster on it, and
Good,
I
good,
warned
good.
him. I said, "Leo, there's going to be blood here. Okay, right. So just prepare yourself mentally."
I
for
feel like the warning was more for yourself than
No,
Leo.
I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to warn him. If he saw bloody, that he wasn't going to panic. And I was like, just let you know, there's some blood, but it's never as bad as it looks. Okay.
And don't worry, they'll be able to stitch your ear back on.
Yeah. No, I couldn't. I don't think you could say that to Leo. He's I don't know. I just
How
don't think
old is he? How old is he?
He's. It's a good question. He's 7.
Oh, he'd get the joke. He'd be fine.
Nah, but anyway.
Well, he's probably been traumatized. I don't know if you want to start joking with him about
I
it.
don't know.
he was upset.
Take
He
his
was
mind
fine.
off
that he
it. Take his mind off it. It'll be
He
fine.
was fine, but he was very brave, and he calmed down very quickly, and he was fine after that. So but literally, my brother, "You'd be all right with Leo and the dog?" Yeah, I'll be fine. And then it was like, "Oh no, I'm a failure."
Yeah, you are.
And
I'm the worst uncle.
but it
ever.
gets worse
Oh God, how could it get worse? The dog's just bitten his ear off. What else happened?
because I had to watch Roblox for like 3 hours.
That is
Brilliant.
pretty bad.
Yeah, that is bad.
And honestly, Pete could not come quick enough back to the house.
I bet he
Get
couldn't.
me out of here.
I bet you were phoning him. Pete, where are you?
Please,
Jesus, take me out of here.
please.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was he dead excited about it? Going, oh, Mike, Uncle Mike, look at this.
Yeah, look at this. It was all based on Squid Game.
Oh God, everything's bloody Squid Game, innit?
The new Netflix show, which we watched
Yeah.
today, by the way. We haven't.
I've watched
Is it
the
any
first
good?
2
Like, it's-
episodes.
We
Yeah,
watched the
it's
first.
good.
Shoving it.
We watched the first 2 episodes. I thought the second episode was a bit boring, but
Well, I think it's kind of a misdirecting you for a little bit, isn't it? It's like, oh.
but anyway. So I basically had the first episode spoiled from Roblox because I was like, I know where this is going. But anyway, it was fine. But yeah, I had to watch Roblox and then play with the puppy who Pete just said, okay, just the puppy doesn't know how to wee yet, so just take him outside every.
What sort of puppy is this?
It's
What sort of dog is
like a
it?
dog with legs and stuff.
I know it's a fucking dog. What sort of breed of dog is it?
It's
What
the
is
one
it?
with the nose and the 2 ears.
Oh God.
I don't know.
You mean you don't know?
It's just a big fat dog.
It's a puppy. How big can it be?
I don't, it's,
Puppies can get plenty
It's
fat.
thick. It's a very thick dog.
With 2 C's.
Like
It's a thick dog.
thick as in like kind of Nicki Minaj thick.
Yeah.
you know?
Chunky. Are you saying this is a chunky
This
puppy?
dog
Chunky
is
dog.
all about that bass. All
Yeah.
about that bass.
It is a chunky
Holy
unit of a dog. It doesn't like walking for very long, and basically just looks sad all the time, all the time.
It sounds like some sort of bulldog. Because
So-
bulldogs look sad
no,
all
it's
the
not
time.
a bulldog. No, I know what a bulldog looks like. It's I don't know. It's just some sad looking dog. It's very cute. It's a very cute. Dog.
Yeah, it sounds cute.
a very
Sad-looking
cute
dogs
dog.
are always cute.
Yeah, it's a very cute dog, but I just don't know what breed of the dog it is. I don't know breed. It's like, oh, my dog's a blah blah blah. I'm like, whatever. Okay, great. You could have said alien dog. I wouldn't have been that impressed.
It's an alien dog.
It's an alien dog. But the good
There you
news
go.
is
Who knew?
that
Go on.
my sister-in-law and niece are fine.
Good.
They are. They've got some tablets. They're not tip-top shape. They're not going to go running anytime soon.
Yeah.
But they were
It
struggling.
could have been worse.
But it could have been a lot worse. And I think it's the
Count our
shock
losses.
of those things that are the worst thing.
Oh
really.
yeah, when you're not expecting it.
So they're okay. And and it was also my mum's birthday on Saturday at the same time.
Oh,
Just to
Yeah,
top it off.
that's it.
So we planned
That's not great.
we
is
planned a
it?
meal
Well, that-
and everything, and they, felt bad and everything. But we ended up going around my mum and dad's and having a chippy with them. So instead,
Chippy tea to make
tea.
up. Chippy tea.
I'm not doing dinner tonight. Why, Barbara? Why? We're having chippy.
Chippy tea.
So, but Stu, you know
Yes.
Phoenix Nights, right?
I know Phoenix Nights very well. I like
Do you
that game.
remember an episode where they had a
Oh, not
clairvoyant-
that game. I think it's Phoenix Wright, Ace
No, no.
Detective.
Do
Not
you know
that shit.
Do you have
Phoenix Nights.
Phoenix
as in
Nights?
Peter Kay.
Peter
Yes,
Kay.
I do know that very
Right.
well.
Do you
Many
remember
times.
Do you remember the episode with the clairvoyant? And it's
Oh, God.
basically this clairvoyant. He goes up to someone. And he just walks straight up to someone. And he goes, "I'm getting the word nonce."
I do remember.
All right. Well, he has a podcast. That character has a podcast.
That's
where he-
brilliant.
And that's also kept me very occupied. And I lost my first league match this week at snooker.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Mind you, you're one of, was it 4 players?
There's 5 players, so there's 4 other players.
5.
But
Five.
the
So-
team won. The team is their first win, but it's also my first loss. Gutted. And I hit.
Oh, by the,
I
that's a
chipped the
good point.
ball, and I nearly hit the guy sitting behind the table. I chipped it that high, and all night they kept on calling me Mike Chip.
Mike, I like that. That's good. It works.
Pretty good.
Clever.
Rob in the chat actually has got a good point. He says, "When's the next shout out for the Patreon?"
May the 3rd.
May the 3rd. There you go, Rob. Answered
I
your
don't know.
question right there.
I've messaged all the patrons saying I don't know what to do with this Patreon stuff, and they went, "Oh, it's all fine. Just work it out at some point."
well,
Just take our money.
That's a good
Shut up
thing
and take our
because
money.
because we've just been charged for the podcast again this year.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
That's been a year already.
Yeah. Unbelievably,
Yeah,
yes.
you want more money?
I do. I do.
Jesus.
Yeah, thanks, Patreons. You're brilliant, gotta say. Saves me cash. Rob, by the way, Rob, got a question for you, seeing as you're in the chat.
Yeah.
They've just released
Answer this, Rob.
Yeah, they've just released the release date for Lone Echo 2. How excited are you on a
Oh,
scale of
very
1
excited,
to
I
10?
reckon.
There you go. That's a question.
I bet
for
he's
you. There you
pissing
go.
himself.
All right, let's
I
shout
know.
out. Let's shout out to the patrons. You ready?
Yeah, do that. Do that now.
It's
time for a shout out. Hey!
Declan, Steve,
Woo.
Adam,
Yeah.
Armar,
Oh, we love you, Omar.
Christian,
Yes.
Matt,
Mhm.
Matt.
Robert,
Good old Robert.
and Nigel, also known
Yay,
as
Nigel.
Strutmeister.
Meister.
Thank you very much to the patrons.
And
Yeah,
to those who aren't Patreon members,
Give us some money!
I suppose the plan with that really is I was thinking about this, Stu, sort of going on
Yes.
to stuff and actual video games and who we are and stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
next year we could have a meetup.
Well, I was thinking that's how we should use the cash, to be honest.
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
Because I think that'd be a good thing. Because it's like we
People
could
use
hire
it.
a room, man. And I have, do you know, weirdly, I've also been thinking about this. Isn't it strange that we've both been
Great
thinking-
minds.
Isn't it strange how we've all been locked inside and desperate
know,
for human
thinking about
contact,
shit.
and now we have the
But-
same idea to have a meetup.
But I've got a Raspberry Pi with lots of like games on. You've got multiple devices like that you could bring.
Mhm.
I've also got a projector and a screen that we could put up.
Yeah.
You got to
You know,
dig.
so we can get something attached to that. We could, I don't know, bring a big telly or something. I don't know. We could figure stuff out.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, but basically that's what I've been thinking. Oh, maybe we could have a meetup. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we should do something like that. to make up for the fact we've not been to EGX for like
And also
ever.
spend the cash that we've been robbing off people.
And spend all this cash we've been robbing off
You've
everybody.
been investing.
But
you're
also
investing
reward
it, not
the
robbing.
patrons with something with
Yeah.
that money as well. I don't know. But yeah, I did message everybody on the Patreon list, and some people have dropped out, and I did say, drop out if you want to, but we hate you.
No, that is fair enough.
And
that is fair enough.
I basically said, like, I don't know what to do with this yet, so just drop out if you want. And most people just went, it's fine, you know. But I'm sure people aren't giving us money that they can't afford. But you know, if you are, then please just immediately stop. But yes, we will also pay your
Immediately stop.
but we'll also pay your podcasting fees, Stuart. Because
Yes, indeed, you do.
the second year you have not paid.
It's the second year I've not paid for the
Excellent
podcast.
stuff. If you want to join our Patreon, even if it's just for a month, especially now, like we've got maybe something coming up where something might happen, then I'll put the link is in the show notes. Every episode there's a Patreon link, so have a look in there. But if you don't want to,
Give us some money!
the big
As a
difference.
gift! We want a gift! But only if it's money!
So what the patrons get, by the way, is nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
They don't
Nothing
get
at all
anything.
at the moment.
But at the moment, we'll do something. But I don't know what that is. Maybe Stu will give you a kiss or something.
Yeah, whatever. But I do think a meetup is a good idea to put it towards like hiring a room, getting some grub, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Having
get
some
some
fun for a
male
day.
strippers in.
Male strippers.
I got it. You ready? Here we go.
Okay.
You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I'll clean that up and make it louder on the recording. Don't
Yes,
worry.
please do. That's another sound clip we
Yeah.
need to add to the list of things that no one gets.
34, 48.
Yeah, nobody gets any of that stuff. What the hell's he going on about?
Willy Wonka? You've never seen the Willy Wonka movie? Hello?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Well, watch it again. It's a
I
good
feel
movie.
like
His mom's got the big
Americans-
spoon
Creepy.
stirring the laundry. It's a
Creepy.
laundry theme. It's Laundry Day. That's your freaking
Oh yeah,
episode
sorry, I
title.
forgot. I'm meant to be folding laundry. Just a minute.
I'm
I'm just doing it now. I'm doing it.
Are we done with this story time? Or are we still yammering on about
What?
Patreon?
What?
Just folding laundry. We're all
Woo,
folding. For the audio
underpants.
listeners, we've all got some sort of T-shirt.
Hey, Rob, who's very excited for Lone Echo 2 on the 12th of October.
All right, are we ready
You
to talk
can-
about video games?
You can have a shout out every week. There you go.
What you been playing?
Here at the fun zone, we live by one rule.
Japan.
Talking of Japan, that gives me
Yes.
an in. I'm going to start with,
Stu's setting it off.
with a Japanese game.
Oh,
Japan.
They're not really
Very-
known for video games, are they, Japan?
I know, unbelievable.
I played one from
but
Japan once.
But yes, there is a new game that has come
Oh,
to
sweeping the nation.
Game. I know, Game Past.
Okay, hold
Go
on.
on.
Let me see if I can guess it.
Go on, see if you can guess it.
And I'm totally not cheating by looking on. I'm gonna actually. I'll just tell you that I'm gonna look
No,
on
go
Game
on, have a
Pass.
look. Have a look because there's about 4 of them that have come. But can you guess which one?
Can I
it
guess
is?
which one? Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a load of Japanese
So-
releases this last week or so.
Japanese releases. They keep making video games. Okay, so
Okay,
we've got. Oh man, there's some Japanese ass Japan.
there is. There's a lot of
games.
Japanesey type stuff come out.
Damn girl.
Yeah, it's a Yakuza game.
No. No,
So
it
we
isn't.
got
It's Danganronpa.
Astria
Yeah, wow.
Ascending.
Ooh, you're close.
Oh,
You're close.
oh,
Duke
I'm
is
close.
Duke is close.
Uh,
And I'll give you a clue there because it's by the same developer.
Astria Ascending, Scarlet Nexus, the Somnium Files. That looks Japanese.
It is definitely Japanese, yes.
I don't know. They're all.
It's a good job you don't look at the show notes because it's in there. You know what I mean?
Who does that?
Who does that?
No, I don't. No. Phoenix Point.
No, it is in fact
Unsighted?
AI. No, it's AI. The Somnium Files.
That's what I said. The Somnium Files.
Somnium Files. But this is developed by Spike Chunsoft, who
Okay.
done all the Danganronpa games. He did obviously all the 999.
Sorry,
games.
every time
Oh,
I
I was
hear
close.
Danganronpa,
You were very
and I don't know if this is racist, but all I hear is Gangnam Style. So Danganronpa style. Yeah, that's all
Well,
I
you know,
whatever.
it is a very psychological game.
But
So I was the singer.
this is also out on
I didn't have the
Switch.
sound clip.
Danganronpa style.
This is out on Switch, and I feel like this is the perfect game for a Switch.
Okay, why is that?
Because
it's
it's very
bad.
much. No, it's really, I'm actually quite intrigued to begin with.
He's intrigued.
I'm intrigued. But it's very much like a 999 game. The beginning of it and everything. Even just
What? There's
the way
some bloke up a dodgy ladder going, "I'll never fall off this."
No, there isn't. But no, it starts with a murder. So there's a murder, and Chinny, if you could get past the Japanese thing, I think you could kind of like
This
it.
is the problem, Stu. I can very rarely
know.
do that.
Because
How many times have you heard that too?
Because let me just look. I haven't seen this game. I haven't clicked on the link,
No,
as
not
you can
yet,
tell,
not
because
yet.
I haven't done anything to the stream.
No.
I'm gonna go out on a limb
Yep.
and be stereotypical here, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
say, I bet there's a lot of dialogue.
Yes.
I bet there are.
It's spoken though. It is spoken.
Okay, spoken. But I also bet there's different kinds of cutscenes. That might be a thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely a thing.
Let me. I'm enjoying this. Let me see if I can pick any other traits. The very young-looking women. Yes. Come on, Stu.
Yeah.
Spit it
One
out.
of them's murdered, incidentally. Yes, one of the looking women is murdered.
Skirts involved? Can we see legs?
Yeah. And
Boobies?
cleavage.
Boobies?
There is some cleavage.
Yeah.
There is definitely cleavage.
Also,
And the man that looks like a girl.
yeah, man that looks like a girl, and also
He's got
A
nice
lot of
hair.
a lot of
Nice
moments
hair.
where people go ah and don't say anything.
oh,
No, not yet.
no.
Not yet.
Well, that was
Dot,
Duke's
dot.
thing, not mine, so don't
That
get
was
that.
gold.
Hey, Smiley Chunsoft, man. They make good games.
And then is there gonna
Go on,
be?
Go on.
Well, let me just see if I can grab another trope.
Yeah. Go on. Go on.
Just, I suppose.
Sweeping music, man.
Is there a
It's got
lot of characters?
Not at the moment. No, there's only actually 2 main characters.
All right, let's click the link.
at the
Then. Let's have a
moment,
look.
but
at
I
it.
haven't.
Let's have a look.
I
at it.
haven't played a lot of it, but I have played enough to know I'm gonna like it.
All right, you're gonna like it.
I think so. Yeah, it's cool. It's like I said, it's very structured. Like if you played a 999 game or any of those,
999.
you know what to expect. It's got like a tree that shows you which scenes you've seen and which you've not. It's got like an investigation.
There's going to
mode.
be a few
It's-
things in this video now that I'm gonna. Oh, I should have said that.
It's a fixed screen as well, so you just turn the screen and move the cursor to what you want to examine.
Do you?
Yes, you do. Now the twist with this game.
Was a twist?
What a twist!
There is a twist.
What the fuck?
The twist. The twist.
What
with
is happening on the screen? She's just
Wow.
waving around.
This is
Wait
the-
till he explains the twist before you start asking
This is
questions.
What's the twist?
this is-
Everybody's got
This is
like,
the twist.
ants in their
So
pants.
this is an
Floating
AI
around.
that lives in your eyeball,
Oh,
Oh, for
fucking hell.
fuck's sake!
and this AI helps you examine the crime scene. So you can see the main character, Date is called, by the way. It's not Date.
Date.
Date. He has different coloured eyes because one of his eyes is an AI. But the AI in the
Sorry,
actual-
I'm reading out a line of dialogue from the screen here. Why do you look like a fluorescent shrimp?
That's true. I actually
That's the
agree.
line of dialogue from
It
the
does
game.
look like
here.
a fluorescent shrimp.
Well, that's a
But-
good thing he said it like that then.
Yeah, it is. So basically, the AI lives in your eye. See what they did
This is
there?
why I appear in your dreams. Consider me an alter ego, but I shouldn't
Yeah.
waste time explaining further. Fucking, are you joking or what?
So anyway, right? She's living in your eyeball for some weird reason.
Living in your eyeball.
But in the actual main game, she's represented as like a teddy bear,
What?
which is a bit weird.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
oh
a bit
God!
weird.
Look at this. Look at this woman just
Oh,
crossing her legs right in
half
front of you.
naked.
Jesus.
See, I haven't got to this bit yet because I've only played the first bit of it.
It's only 40 minutes in.
Oh,
How
she's
long-
crossing. Hey, she did the basic instinct thing there.
Stuart, if you want to watch Japanese pornography, just go
Well,
ahead.
I don't know.
We're not gonna judge you.
It seems good so far. I'm just saying. There it is. That's your AI eyeball thing. It's weird, honestly. But as you know, weird Japanese games don't tend to phase me.
And also don't tend to be good.
I don't think you need to be so negative. There's no one likes a negative Nancy. Just saying.
I don't think that's true. I think people love negative Nancy's.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
But anyway,
why do they listen to this show and me talk about these things?
Exactly. But I think it's going to be good. I'm going to play more of it. There's a girl with rabbit ears or cat ears or something. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's Japanese. What do you want? I can't defend these games anymore because they're just Japanese, aren't they?
Jeez.
Yeah. And anyway, the murdered girl has her eyeball gouged out. So, it's pretty brutal.
Yes. I don't think anyone's arguing the idea of it being brutal.
Some girl's got her eyeball hanging out.
Are you having fun?
Yes. I don't know how.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know whether it could be determined as fun. But it's
okay.
Why do you think you like these games, Stu?
I don't know. I find them quite interesting.
They're a little different. They're a little weird.
I don't know whether it's the weirdness. I just find them intriguing. I think what the problem is, right? Here's the problem with these games. I think fundamentally they usually have a pretty good story, but the presentation's all over the place with these games. Like any of them, like Yakuza, whatever your Japanese game you're playing, they're just going to be a bit weird. But I kind of usually like the stories because they're usually quite well written, not necessarily well written, but they're usually
you
quite
look like
well
a fluorescent squid.
Well, they're not. Yeah. I love even Stu has to correct himself. Okay, well they're not well written, but still
well conceived. Usually quite good stories, and that's what I like about them. I don't like all Japanese games, as you know. I played that Disaster Report 4 or what the hell, and that was a fucking disaster. It was awful. I hated it.
Well, that just did what it said on the tin, really.
It was horrible. But
it was a disaster report.
It wasn't good. But some people love that game. I don't get it. So I don't like all Japanese games, but I don't know. I'm just intrigued by these types of Japanese games for some weird reason. Horses for courses, I guess. So there's not a lot else to say about it. I haven't played enough, but I'll report back next week when I've seen more scans.
Well, I'm skipping ahead here. It doesn't look like it gets any better.
So, I think it'll be good. I'm quite looking forward to playing more.
Excellent.
Because I want to. I hope you like it. I really do. It doesn't look like it's my type of thing, but
I want to catch the serial killer that gouges out girls' eyeballs.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Totally.
That serial killer should be caught. I think we're all agreeing.
Exactly. You see, I'm doing
it's not
a
okay
service.
to let serial killers go free.
Exactly. Right, Duke, what have you been up to?
All right, so I've been playing Fallout 76, which I know is going to blow people's minds because they're just like, what? You've never talked about that, Duke. But here's the thing. This week, Okay, so here's the thing. Look. All right, here's the thing. The Wastelanders update has several components to it, right? You have human character AI, NPCs that you interact with, right? For the first part of it, you're trying to find the Overseer. All right, so you're trying to find the Overseer. You travel hither and yon. Stu, you played a little bit of this. You know what I'm talking about. You get some traces of her. She's left hollow tapes that she's talking about.
Fucking elusive.
Exactly. So eventually, spoilers, you do find her.
Get out of
town. Eventually, you find her. So once you find her, then you can ask questions about why'd you leave us and who cares. So then she's like,
you basically spend hours to find her just so you can shout at her.
Well, you have choices. You can shout or you can ask nicely or whatever. But here's the thing. Once you sort all that out, then she says, all right, we got a project we got to work on. This Scorched phenomenon, you find all these monsters called the Scorched, which they're burned up and they look like weirdos. There's a way to make a vaccine. And it's kind of prophetic because you spend all this time making a vaccine, you get all these things you need to do it. You go to the Nuka-Cola plant because that's production facility. You get to name what the version is with the vaccine in it. And then you have to convince people to take it. And like the raiders and the people in Foundation, the normal settlers, they don't want to take it. So you have to excuse me.
It sounds like real life.
It doesn't sound very realistic
I know,
to
right?
me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who would have thought if you had a vaccine for a deadly plague that there would be anybody like, I'm not taking that? What kind of weirdo
I
would
feel like
say
most
no?
people would agree complicitly to
Just
save
right
the
away.
human
This could
race.
save my life. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Like, of course. What kind of weirdos would be like, no? I'll tell you what kind of weirdos. People who have had their love of freedom exploited and hijacked by politicians who don't care about them. Anyway, so I got that all sorted, right? We got the plague,
You got the vaccine done.
going. Everything's cool. And then the overseer goes, all right, now here's the thing. The next thing we need to do, I've heard about this vault called 79. It's got gold, lots and lots of gold. All the gold from Fort Knox was put into this vault. And if we can get to it, we'll have a stable currency for the wasteland. Now, the bottle caps are a pretty stable currency already, right?
Yes, totally.
Who needs a different currency? Right? Nobody.
I think the overseer is really a dictator.
Well, here's
what I'm thinking.
The point is, you have a quest, and it takes forever because first of all, you have to decide if you're gonna get the raiders to help you out because they're hardcore. They know what they're doing when it comes to busting into stuff and blowing things up, or you can get the settlers from Foundation to help you, and they're industrious. You got very clever people, yada yada yada. So eventually, I get them together, and then you have to find this thing called the mother lode, and you have to get parts for it, and there's this ghoul who's helping you, and then there's this young lady named Jen who's really good at sneaking around, and then you have to find these military folks, and one of them's an expert at disabling turrets and all this. You recruit your team, and then you go in, and I didn't realize that I was starting it at like 8:30 one night, and so because I thought it was just another quest of like, okay, we're making more preparations, we're never actually going to get into the vault, but it did. It was like, okay, this is it. We're in. Now we're going in. I'm like, oh, snap. Like, there's the mother lode. It's actually drilling into the vault. And it's a right bugger of a mission. Apparently, this is like the end. This is the final level of the game, basically. This is the hardest quest in the game. This is the end of the
game.
The Wastelanders. Yeah. And there's still other things to do once you finish this. But
pretty much
this
the
is
story in Fallout 76. That's
pretty much the Wastelanders update because there was never a story in 76. So yeah, but such as there is.
okay.
I mean, there are different stories around, but this is the story for here. So
the main quest.
So when I started playing this game,
yeah,
this is all new. None of this shit was there when you started playing.
Well, no, that's not true because I started it right when the Wastelanders update came out, but I didn't realize that.
So when people played it when it came out, Stu, none of that.
Yeah,
shit was there.
it didn't exist. Yeah.
Why is there a Philly shaved shaver on the screen?
I know, right? It does look like that.
Anyway,
and like I used all my ammo, and I reached a point like because you fight all these robots and there's these laser turrets and it's just coming at you a mile a minute. I used all my ammo. I had no ammo. At one point, I was hiding in the corner, sucking on stim packs, using my Death Claw gauntlet. As soon as a robot showed up, I'd just run at him and just because I didn't have any ammo for any of my guns. I didn't have any choice. And there's a laser turret on the ceiling, and I'm like swiping at it with my gauntlet.
And they're all going to refer to you as like, what a great warrior.
Yeah, exactly. He was the hero who saved us.
One-man army.
So I get to a certain point where it's like, clear out the atrium in the vault. And I was like, because I didn't know what was in the atrium, and I had no ammo. I can't clear out an atrium with lots of robots in it using just a Deathclaw gauntlet. So I was like, and by this time, it's like 9:05, and the Duchess and I watched some TV starting at 9 for an hour, and then we go to bed. So it was like time for me to pack it up.
It was like couple time.
So I was like, all right, I'll log off, and hopefully I can just go to the spot where I'm in the atrium tomorrow.
No,
well,
you
guess
can't.
What I couldn't do next time I logged in?
And you had no ammo left, presumably.
And I had no ammo. But it's okay, so I was like, all right. But here's the thing. Look, I realized a couple things. First of all, my armor was all shot to hell. So I repaired my armor. So that's a good thing because I was not going to be able to clear that atrium with all my broken up armor. And I knew what I was going to be facing when I went into this vault now. So I found a bunch of materials. I made myself a whole bunch of ammo, and I gave it another shot. And I made much better progress this time. I saved a bunch of my ammo at the start. You're fighting these, mole miners and whatever. Now you're seeing where they get to the part with all the robots. And so I used the Deathclaw Gauntlet at the start of it, so I save my ammo for later on.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I get back to the point with the atrium, and by this time I've lost about 2/3 of my ammo. So I still have 1/3 of my ammo, and I especially kept this. There's like a special gamma rifle that I knew could do a lot of damage. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep that. And then I get to the part clearing out the atrium. There's a bunch of Mr. Gutsies in there, and I took them out eventually, running low on ammo. And then this sentry bot shows up. And I was like,
of course he does.
Shit. And we had fought an Assaultron by this time, and those are hardcore bastards. But the sentry bot, as you know from Fallout 4, when you're clearing out the castle, you remember the last boss in the castle? You
Not
fight
really.
a sentry bot?
Nope.
Oh, man, they are right. They're tanks. So I was just like, oh, God. And it's a 2-star legendary sentry bot, which means I was battering it, and it fired 2 rockets at me, dead. I was like,
the thing is, what you've got to understand is, dude, with this game, is they want you to play it for as long as possible. So
Yeah,
why
but
on
having-
earth would they make it easy for you?
Well, I'm not saying they have to make it easy. I'm just saying they could leave some ammo lying around
No,
for
they
you.
couldn't, because they want you to
Sure they
grind
could.
a bit more and then have another go.
Yes, I'm losing
That's
chin
exactly
here. So
what
let
they
me
want you to
move
do.
quickly through the rest of this. Eventually, but now when you die, like at least the good news is the robots are all still dead from when
Ooh.
you cleared it up to that point. So
That's
I could
handy.
just die, start at the beginning of the vault, and then just run through the empty spaces, which is nice.
At least
but
they
I
let
ended
you
up-
do that. At least they
Yeah,
let you do
but I ended up like the nice thing is you're at the top of these set of stairs, and the sentry bots down there. Sentry bots can't climb stairs, so I was safe up here. So I got to the edge of the stairs, looked out, boom, boom, and then jumped back before he could fire at me, and then go around, boom, boom, and then jump back. And I got him about 80% done. And I was like, yes, this is going to be it. I'm almost done. I'm going to take him out, stupid sentry bot. And then it does that thing of legendary enemy has mutated.
Oh, dear.
I'll be honest, dude. I'm reckoning. If this goes with video game tropes, there'll be 3 stages to this sentry.
No,
box.
there were only 2 stages. Because once the
Oh.
legendary enemy mutates, what it does, it gains its health back. And then it's a
Ah.
little bit stronger. So I was like, ah! And now I'm almost out of ammo. Like, I'm really low on ammo. But I realized I hadn't gone to the Gutsies that were lying around to get the ammo. So I get the ammo from them. And then I'm like, pew, pew. And again, same process. And I finally got them. And I was like, yes, I am the greatest. Ah! But it still says clear out the atrium. And I'm like, I cleared out the atrium. And here's the worst part. When you kill a legendary monster, they leave behind some legendary, either a legendary weapon or legendary armor. So I'm like, I'm going to get something awesome. And I went to look at where the sentry bot was. There's nothing. I guess it exploded when I killed it, and it took all of its stuff with it.
Oh,
And
no.
I was like, damn it. And that meant it should have had some ammo. It turns out there's another laser turret, like, behind the wall I was hiding behind. So I was just like, ah. So I couldn't get to I was literally out of ammo. I killed the sentry bot with, like, my last bullet, for real. And then I couldn't get to the laser turret, so I couldn't swipe at it with my claw. So I'm like, what am I going to do? And then I eventually ran around. I found some dead guy who had a pistol on him, and I had like, it had a 38 pistol, and I had like 538 bullets. So I was like, oh, snap. Took it out. Then here come all these ghouls running at me. There's a glowing one. I was like, ah! Eventually, however, I cleared them out, and then I got to these Secret Service agents that were in the vault. Like, they had been there since before the bombs dropped. And I'm like, what the what?
Wow. So are they
So I
now
was like, oh my
enemies?
goodness.
Are they enemies now?
No, they were actually like, all right, we can work something out. And I was like, all right, whatever, we'll work something out. And then I had to go and like turn off the reactor or whatever, restore the power. And then I got it, and it was over. I did it. I was like, yes, I have all the gold in the world now. But the problem is nobody wants gold. There's like 3 people in the whole game who will trade things for gold.
That's
And what are they
brilliant.
selling? They're selling. How is Duke still on the podcast when he's talking about Fallout? Hey, it's a fun game.
Exactly. That's good. That's a good point.
They're selling plans. So I can buy plans for like this fancy gun or this fancy armor. I don't want plans. I don't want to make my own armor. Just give me the armor. Stupid people.
Yeah, but
So,
Duke,
I
I,
don't-
keep telling you, right? This is an MMO that they want you to carry on playing forever.
I know, Stuart. Look,
So
I
that's
know what the
why.
psychology is of the people who design it. I'm telling you my opinion as a gamer. So the point is, I beat Fallout 79. Yay, I did it. I'm the
Nice.
best,
Well
man.
done.
I did it. Yeah, and then something similar happened when I cleared out Harper's Ferry. I had to log off, and then I go back in, and of course, you know, They're all the enemies are back, and all the ammo you spent trying to get rid of them, you suck. And at one point, I had to get up on top of this like mountain outcropping, and I'm going around it, and then I hit this fence, and I'm like, well, I'll just hop over the fence, and then the game says you cannot go that way, and I was like, God damn it! At least put up a real fence. Like they had this little short fence that you can obviously hop over, but they made it an invisible wall, and I'm like, come on, because I'd reached the edge of the map. So whatever. The point is, I'm still loving Fallout 76. I finished this 79 vault, and I got all the gold, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it because it's boring. But I also have this lady. I found this astronaut who had crashed to Earth, and I have her back at my camp, and I'm doing all these quests for her, and I'm keen to see where that turns out. So.
Very good. I mean, I'm loving that you're enjoying it. I am.
Yeah.
I am. But yeah, it's an MMO, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
Chinny, what have you been playing?
Hello.
That's not Fallout 76.
I've only played one game this week.
Oh, okay.
I'm a nerd.
Which was on Saturday afternoon, no less.
What?
Well, you said it was on Saturday
Oh,
afternoon.
yeah.
You were playing games. When
And
you
I
got the
finished it.
phone
I
call.
finished it this morning. Yeah.
Okay, so is this still
Wow.
12 minutes?
This is 12 minutes. Yes.
Okay.
Let's play. Guess the game that Chinny's played and finished this week.
And did it take you 12 minutes?
No.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you? I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to be absolutely truthful. Did you use Google at all?
Like loads.
You're worse than me. Then I only used it twice.
I think it's going to be very difficult for us to talk about this game without spoiling it.
Yeah, shall we do some spoiling shit? Because people, I don't think people care. But let's
Well, we're
give
gonna do a warning. So
Yeah, do the warning.
this is a spoiler for the video game. 12
Yeah,
minutes.
let's talk about it.
I don't
guess
know.
I should have played it if I wanted to play it. So go ahead.
Yeah. So let's. I don't know. Give it 10, 15 minutes or something. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right. Do you want me to tell you what endings I got without googling?
Before we get to that,
go on.
Fuck this game.
I quite agree.
Why do you say that?
I quite agree.
I did not enjoy this game because I like the premise of the game. I like what it's trying to do. The voice acting is very good, obviously, because it's Hollywood actors and such.
Do you know what though? There isn't that much dialogue at all when you really think about it.
Well, I don't know, but it's well executed. But I find it fiddly. I'm playing it on the control on the Xbox, and now I know it's probably better on the PC, but it's available on the Xbox, and I'm playing it on the Xbox, so deal with that. Yeah, and I find it very cumbersome, very sort of like sluggish to get through with a controller. I find it awkward and annoying, and it would be just easier if you could just control the bloke if you can.
To be quite honest, you'd think it'd be easy because it's such a small area. Because it's not a big area he walks around, but it is. I know what you mean. It is weird.
But anyway, every time I did use a walkthrough because I wasn't enjoying it, and I just
wanted to be done with
it, but wanted to see where it went. And a lot of the times I was like, I wouldn't have figured that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I only had that once, and that's what I looked.
So, what was the thing that you wish you hadn't have looked up, but you had looked up?
Hiding in the closet before she comes out the bathroom.
Yeah,
Because I feel
that is
I
something I
should've
probably wouldn't have figured. Yeah.
Totally figured that out, and I didn't.
Yeah, when I
And it
saw that, I was
frustrates
like,
me.
oh, that's why didn't I think of that? Yeah.
Yeah, and because
But that's the
you've
thing.
got that-
But once there's stuff that you realize is not intuitive, then you know that the game is willing to do that sort of thing. This is my experience anyway. And then, wait. And then, but the point is that you think like I have less patience, therefore, to figure out the stuff I should be able to figure out.
But it is giving you clues towards that stuff.
that should have been intuitive. It should have been, but presumably neither you nor I.
Yeah, but she
worked
gives
that
you a
out.
clue.
Oh, it gives you loads of clues.
No, she says when she comes out, I didn't hear you come in.
Yeah, I know. There's plenty of clues.
So there's
and that's
loads of
why I
little
kicked
things like that,
myself.
like, oh,
I was just like, fuck.
thunder.
When I read it, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
How did I not figure that out?
I wasn't expecting thunder, and like, you have to use the thunder.
Yeah,
as a
there's
thing.
plenty of clues. You've just got to listen out.
And I was just like,
You really suck.
you know what? Because my brother said he loved this, and he spent 8 hours on this game. I was like, I am not prepared to fucking play this game for 8 hours because I.
I bet I was close to that. But again, the only two things I looked up were that obviously, and I was really annoyed with myself for looking it up. And I looked up the real ending, and I don't think I would have ever figured that out.
So yeah, but I just
proper ending.
I kind of like what it was doing, but I was really sort of fucked off with it. And get this right, I was using a walkthrough, and I got to a point where I was like, right, I think I've done it, and then I still couldn't figure it out.
No,
even with the walkthrough.
You see, I did on my own without any help the happily ever after ending, and I'm like, oh, I've done it, I've finally done it, and then he just went started again. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm assuming you know what the happily ever after ending.
Well, yeah,
is.
yeah. Like he is that
So
the
you
one where he
don't
comes into the room, or he doesn't come into the room?
No, you don't mention anything to her about anything.
Yeah.
But you phone his daughter to tell him not to go in.
Yeah.
And then you end up cuddling on the bed at the end.
That's right. Yeah.
Like you're going to have the baby and everything, and no one gets killed, and he goes away happy, and nothing happens. And I'm like, finally, this must be it. And then it starts again, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was so annoyed. Honestly, I've never been as angry at a game as I was at this game. 'Cause every time I thought I'd figured it out, it would throw another curveball, and I'm like, fuck off.
The game definitely makes you think, right, this is the one. Like, I've got this one.
Yeah,
this is it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it's like, no, there's another one, and
yeah.
What it ends up being about, I thought was a bit lame.
Well, it did the Dynasty, Bobby Ewing in the shower, baby.
I don't know what that is.
So what's it ultimately about?
So the gist is, and this is major spoilers for this game now. So sorry, Susan, but you really don't want to listen to this. So the gist is, a cop comes around to your flat, right? He says to your wife, where's the watch? You killed your father. She says no, and then just as he's going to kill you, she tells him where the watch is in and then you're dead, and then it starts again. Turns out she killed her father on Christmas Eve and stole this watch that's worth a lot of money. The hitman, the cop, is actually I don't know who he was, but he was basically like close to like the father or something, and his daughter had cancer and he was trying to pay for her treatment, so he needed the watch to pay for it, and he found where she lived, and then it turned out that she didn't kill her father and they could prove it with a Polaroid that was on the fridge, which is stupid. And
well, no, because she was at a New Year's party miles away from.
I know, but it was so stupid. I was like, killed. What are the chances of having a Polaroid on the fridge? Like, it's so stupid. But anyway, like she shot the father, but she didn't kill him, and somebody else killed him a week later on New Year's Eve. And you can prove that because the wife wasn't there on Christmas. She's in this photo on New Year's Eve. Okay. And then he's like, "Oh, I thought you were." And before my dad died, he kept on saying the word monster or something. Or the mom died, or they kept on saying the word monster. Who's this monster? And it turns out that the father had an affair with the nanny, and then it basically turns out that the husband. This is huge spoilers. The husband and the wife are brother and sister.
Like half brother and sister, basically.
Okay.
Because the nanny that the wife's father had an affair with was the guy's mom.
Gotcha.
And,
so
and I was like,
you're having a baby with your sister. But that's not the real ending, though. That's not what's going on here. So that's what you think's going on, but that's not what's going on, because as it turns out, this is all in your head. So none of this is real. And basically, her dad is a psychiatrist who's also played by the same actor, Willem Dafoe. And you only find this out with the real ending, that he offers to wipe your memory. So, because obviously he finds out that you're in love with your own sister, but you don't know she's your sister. Okay. So obviously he can't let that happen. So he wipes your memory. So there's two real endings. One is he wipes your memory and you never obviously get off with her at all. Right. And the other is you just walk away and never get off with her. So they're the two endings. So this is all in your subconscious while he's.
See, I didn't get that at all. I didn't.
Yeah, that's what it was all about.
So how did you learn that?
By looking on the internet. I didn't figure any of
that
shit
so
out.
You didn't know that when you played it?
No,
No,
no.
because
I knew there was something weird
because
going
you're
on
in a
because Willem
room,
Dafoe-
and then
Willem
like William
Dafoe was the same
Dafoe,
voice actor.
William Dafoe has a bald head in the game, but in the room he has like long hair.
Yeah,
and you're like,
but
why?
the same voice.
So I didn't get that at all. I just thought it was like
And
ages
that's
ago.
obviously the room stuff is before
Right.
any of this happens, sort of
Right.
thing. So
because
so
it's like 2 minutes
basically-
before, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, so he's basically a psychiatrist, and each 12-minute loop you're doing is you fighting with your subconscious to try and.
I didn't get any of that.
But that's basically what it's meant. That's what it all
Where
means.
does it say that?
It sort of infers quite a lot of that stuff when you really think about it. Because why would it be the same voice?
No. So wait, Stuart, is that someone's interpretation online, or is it
No,
in the
nearly
game?
everybody. No. Nearly everybody's interpretation online is that's what it's all about.
That does make.
I mean, because I'm
more
looking at the
sense.
Wikipedia thing here, and it says, using the watch to revert the last paragraph of the plot. Using the watch to reverse time, the husband returns to reality where he is still talking with his father about falling in love with his half-sister.
reality.
The time loops are revealed to be the husband imagining a positive future with his wife, and the cop is a manifestation of his father's interference. I want to know how it's revealed.
Because basically, when you get to a certain stage, when you realize that she's your sister,
yeah,
you kind of get put in this. Well, it just
It
suddenly
takes you
flips
back out of it, yeah.
yeah,
It
into
sort
this
of and you go
psychiatrist
into that room.
Okay.
And obviously, Willem Dafoe is still talking to you, but it's obviously a different bloke because he's got her.
I gotta be honest. This sounds like not worth my time to try to even figure
Correct.
out what's happening.
I think that you would be.
This is Tenet, the video game.
I think you would be furious if you played this. So my
glad I
I mean,
didn't
I
play
didn't get any of that, Stu. I to be honest, I was.
When
sort
you
of,
think about it, it does.
well, no,
kind of
now that
make
you've said it, I'm
sense.
like, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense now. But I came to the end of that, and I did all the endings because the walkthrough says, "Oh, if you do this, you do an ending. If you, there's an ending where you basically just
do nothing."
No, there's that one, but there's also one where you it's called the coward ending, and you tie up William Dafoe, but you don't take anything else off him when you knock him out, and then you say, basically, I'm innocent. My wife's the murderer. Get me out of here. I'll do whatever you say. And he shoots his wife, and then he says, right, now ring the police, and you ring the police, and just say she committed suicide. Okay. And then you get an achievement.
See, I didn't actually do that ending, so I never did that one.
So, yeah.
I read about it, but I was like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It was bad enough, I'll be honest, it was bad enough standing in a closet while he kills her after he's told him where the watch is.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
just
know.
horrible.
To be honest, I was sort of glad when he was killing her. I was like, I'm sick of this woman.
But when you think about it, it's quite a nasty game. You know, some of the stuff that happens is pretty nasty.
Tara walked in
stuff.
on it a little bit, and she was like, "What the hell are you playing?" But
yeah, it's pretty nasty.
I never tried shooting the wife. I almost did, because you get a gun,
Shoot
don't
them
you,
all.
at some point?
Yeah.
And when
Well, you
I
get a
went to
gun,
click
then
on her, and she says, "If I do this on, there's no going back." So I was like, "Oh, I won't do it, but maybe I'll do it at some point." But
I do think that some of the stuff was so illogical. It really annoyed me. Like the fact that you can't just threaten the cop, like made no sense whatsoever. Although I thought it was kind of cool when I figured out, oh, if I get the daughter's number, I can ring the daughter off my wife's phone. And when I figured that out, I wrote, obviously I'm writing the number down on a bit of paper, and then obviously putting it into the phone. I'm like, oh god,
did you shoot the cop in the leg?
Yeah, I shot him everywhere. Leg, arm, body, whatever. It doesn't matter where
he talks to you longer, doesn't he? After a while, if you shoot him in the leg.
But he always dies. Stab him, he dies. Shoot him, he dies.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, fuck.
See, that's what I couldn't be bothered with. Like, right, let's do all this again, but like stab him this time.
Yeah.
And like, let's do all this again, but shoot him. It's like Duke. It's like Groundhog Day.
Yes.
And like you can tell that he's been in there for like ages because he knows when there's a small breeze and all that stuff.
Yes.
It's like that film, but you saw every day that Bill Murray worked that out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's
Yeah.
and it's because you like all I want to do is
skip
just,
over the boring
I
stuff.
have to make one tweak. So I bet instead of stabbing him, I'm going to shoot him.
By the way, I mean, I know you're not trying to give Susan spoilers, but the stuff on the screen is giving us spoilers.
Yeah, I suppose so. But
yeah, it is.
But it's like, oh, I've got to do this whole thing again, just to
get to that one.
Just to get to that one point.
It sounds like we've had similar experiences because that's kind of like what it was with the Vault 79 thing. Am I right?
But that,
Am
I mean, this is the
right?
premise of this game. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Whereas
right.
Fallout 76
That's an
was
accidental byproduct of the fact that it's an MMO.
Yeah. So I'm afraid it's a no from me.
No, I felt much the same. I was glad when it was done.
Yeah,
I had to
I
do
was
it,
relieved,
and
when
I'm
this
just
was
like,
finished.
I'm glad I'm done with this game.
Yeah, and the other time loop game that's out at the moment, which is Deathloop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
It's
like,
so weird that the two came out right
I
near
know.
each other.
It usually happens though, doesn't it?
I guess.
But I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about Deathloop, and I was like, that's the game that I need to play. That's the game. But I looked it up. It's only on the PS5, and I don't
No,
have
it's on
PS.
PC. It's on PS. It's on
also
PC
on
as
Steam.
well.
We already went over this.
We went over this.
Yeah, but I
on
don't
Steam.
play games on Steam. I don't play games.
true.
on
Well, it's time to
PC.
start.
Yeah, it is.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I just don't want to.
I understand.
So, yeah,
I am also, as you know, playing a time loop game at the moment. So I'll quickly
Primer
talk
the
about that.
game.
No, I'll quickly talk about it because I haven't played a lot of it, but I haven't even put it in the show
right.
notes. But I will speak
Okay,
about while we're
we're
talking
done
time loop games.
spoiling 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm playing.
We're done spoiling it. It's over.
I'm playing the Forgotten City, which has been touted as Game of the Year by quite a few outlets.
We're done
shall we say.
spoiling it. It's over.
Forgotten City.
Yeah, we're done. The Forgotten City, which is based on a mod for Skyrim. So that's how this started out live. But now it's
this is the one where they all turn to gold.
They turn so it's in a city.
Yeah.
If anyone
Hang on,
commits a
absolutely
sin, everyone gets turned to gold.
Oh, right.
Stu,
You had to figure out who was the one that did the sin.
You've told us
Correct.
about this.
I did.
Yes.
I did. So I played a bit more this week, but
We
only
don't
a
need
little
to talk
bit.
about it now.
And I've had my first loop. And it was kind of cool how it happened, to be fair. There's some, I mean, I'll not give too much away, but some dude came for a reason to the city and shot me in the face with an arrow.
So the premise of this, just for everybody to remember, like you're in a city, everybody's gold, and then you go back in time, and basically as soon as somebody commits a crime, everybody turns to gold.
Correct.
So you got to figure out who commits the crime.
You've got to figure out who's
Committed a
who's
sin.
who's the sinner.
Oh, okay.
Who's the sinner in this game?
Well, you know, tomato.
But
potato.
I obviously think there's more to it than that. And what's kind of cool about it in the second loop? So this dude you're seeing at the moment, he's the first person you meet. So it's some bald-headed dude.
Looks like Bethesda.
Well, it is. It's based on Skyrim. What you expecting?
Well, there you go.
So when you come out the second loop, he's made this pulley system. It's a bit weird. So he's made this whole pulley system around the city to get around quicker. So he's like, I've made this experiment. So he starts talking to me. He starts telling you something like, yeah, I know all that. You've already told me. He's like, what? Yeah, I've met you before. You've already told me all this stuff. And he's like, oh, okay. Anyway, here's this pulley thing I've invented. You can give it a go if you like. And there's ropes strung around the city now to get around quicker. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, so you find out nuggets of stuff. So and then you're like, the next time you go through. So one of the things I was so you give them quests. So it's not like undirected. You know what you're supposed to be doing by different characters in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you speak to someone, they seem like they've got a reason to commit a sin. So it's kind of interesting. And then there's obviously an emperor.
everybody.
I'm so sick of my husband, but the guy next door, he's
I really wish I could
hot.
find somebody.
Yeah.
To bang.
Yep. So anyway,
I love
it's
stealing fruit.
Trust you go to go straight to sex, Duke. Should have expected that.
Chinny is the one who said it.
That was me.
Oh, I thought it was Duke who's had a next person.
No, I
to
was
bang.
thinking I should lay off people when my company's doing very well.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so the second time through, I've got more information now on different characters within the game. And what's kind of cool is it's not like a massive cast of characters. So there's only, I don't know, probably a dozen different people throughout the city who you speak to.
That's a pretty big city for 12 people.
Yeah, but but the only people who end up here have all ended up here the same way.
Okay.
So you kind of end up in the river.
So it's
and
like a
then
magical story
yeah,
setup.
so you end up in the river and you wash up on the shores of this place, and then once you're in, you can't get out. And obviously, the point of the ultimate goal of the game is to escape from the city. I'm guessing.
Well, yeah.
Is everybody trying to figure out who commits the sin?
Some people are, some people aren't.
Is
There's
everybody
like
in a time loop?
Yes. So, well, no. That's about the weird bit because
only you that's in a time loop.
Only you, because when you walk around, obviously all previous characters are gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. So there's obviously a lot of gold around the place. So there's one dude who's like some sort of thief, and he just wants all the gold. you know. But he's like, oh, if I could get this and escape from the city, I'd be like a millionaire sort of thing.
But I can't because I'll turn to
But I can't.
gold.
But he's horrible. When you speak to him, he's like, oh, you're like, because you ask everybody, how did you get here? And he's like, oh, well, I was with my slave. I was with my slave girl.
All right.
I'm a truck with all my belongings on, and you're like, all right, yeah. And I got to the river, and there was a boat, and the guy on the boat said like, nah, we can't take both. You know, we can only take the cart with your cash on or the slave girl. And one of your responses is, so you chose the girl? And he's like, no, I chose the cart. Chose the cart. I can get another slave girl.
Suck it, slave girl.
Right. So you go.
It's so horrible.
Yeah. So you're like, well, he's set in Roman times. What are you expecting? So
you know, in Roman times, everybody was just like murdering slaves left and right.
And
you know
they probably were, to be fair. To be fair, Duke, that's probably what happened.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell, Duke. We're talking about Romans. They were brutal. Anyway.
Because every Roman was the same. Go on.
I think they probably were. Anyway, he said...
I can't take them seriously. They got skirts on, so.
Yeah, they are. So he says...
So you don't take Scottish people seriously?
Nope.
Nope. Anyway, so he says... So you say, what happened then? And he's like, well, I chose the cart, and then the slave girl wasn't happy. She tipped my cart into the river with all my fortune on. You're like, oh. And then he goes, so I dove in the river to try and retrieve it, and I banged my head, and the next thing I knew, I washed up on the shore. So that's how everyone's got kind of a story of how they ended up being there.
Please
so it's
tell me
cool.
more about all these stories.
I know. So it's cool. So there's two people vying for power. So there's like the main emperor dude. Can't remember what his name is, but it's him.
Magistrate Sentius.
Magistrate Sentius. That's him. Magistrate
Biggest
Sentius.
dickus.
Biggest dickus. And then there's like a rebel dude who's also vying for power. And you've got that, like, you have to have by the end of the day you're in, you have to vote on who should be in charge. So there's this secondary task of trying to persuade people to vote one way or the other for some reason. So you're trying to then find out information about both of these people to see who they should vote for. So it's there's a lot going on. In this little tiny city with not very many people, there's lots of shit going down.
It looks a lot better than Skyrim.
Oh yeah, but this is in Unreal Engine. It's in Unreal Engine now, so they ported everything over and made it better.
Right.
Yeah, so it's wholly improved now that it's standalone.
I mean, graphically, Duke. Don't get your tits up.
Yeah, but it still doesn't look graphically better than Skyrim. There's no dragons. Where's the dragons? There's none.
Does look better than Skyrim. But it's not very. I don't think it's very expensive. It's about 20 quid, I think. 15 quid.
About $18 too much.
15, 20 quid, and like I say, it's pretty interesting. So, I've got a lot of pokers in the fire at the moment. I'm playing a lot of games.
Yeah, you are
crazy.
You're
Like
that. You can't decide on something.
I know.
I find something, I play it and play it and play it and play it and play it.
Ain't that a
just
thing?
hop around from thing to thing. I'm Stu. I like to play everything.
No.
There's no right or wrong here. It's just a different preference in how we play games.
You know, but I'm still finishing stuff. You know,
yes,
in between.
You are. It's true.
I am finishing games
Stupid
in between.
Games like 12 minutes.
That is true. That is true. Stupid games like 12 minutes.
Hey, I finished 79, which means I basically finished 76, except there's 700 more quests to do if I want.
Of course there is. Right, anyway,
my astronaut friend.
Talking to
I'm
79.
flirting with her. Like we're becoming a couple.
Good. Talking to 79. What else have you played?
Yeah, so I played. There's this thing on Steam right now called Next Fest. And there's a whole bunch of new demos that I don't know if they just dropped, but they're all on offer right now on Steam. So I played a couple of them. One of them won't take me very long to talk about. It's called Grapple Dog.
Grapple Dog?
I was like, you know what? It looks like I have good memories of Bionic Commando. Y'all remember that back in the day on the NES?
I don't remember back in the day, but I remember when they remastered it and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, well, I never played the remaster, but I used to have a lot of fun playing Bionic Commando because it was, you had this grapple arm, whoosh, and of course, Just Cause has that as well. So, I have good memories of games with grappling hooks. This is a 8-bit, it might be 16-bit, I don't know, but it's retro graphics, 2D, side scroller. It's for kids basically, and it's really not very interesting. So, there's like kind of parkour, bouncing back and forth, going up the things. You're finding different levels, I guess, but I don't know. I played it for like 5 minutes, and I was just like, this is kind of dull. Like it was not hard. It wasn't challenging. It wasn't fun. Maybe I don't know. I have a feeling it's designed, like I said, it's for kids, and it's like probably very rewarding if you're a completionist, if you want to get all of the carrots and secret stuff and, you know, navigate to the places where you're not supposed to go and whatnot. But I found it to be really kind of dull. So it's possible I didn't play it enough, and if I did, then I would, you know, find my groove with it. But I just found it kind of meh. So,
Meh.
Grapple Dog, no thanks. And then if I may, I'll just go ahead and finish up with my last game, which is another one that's on that Next Fest demo offer, which is called Settlement Survival. Now, there's this game called Banished, which is the gold standard for kind of medieval style.
I remember you
city
talking
building.
about Banished. I think.
I've talked a lot about Banished. It's a great game. It is the gold standard. It is the best game if you want to have a bunch of individuals and tell them how to build a community, and then eventually they make this thriving town, and they have rock quarries and iron mines and all the rest of it. So this game is a lot like that. This game is very, very much like that in the same way that the drug in brain candy is a lot like Stummies.
It's exactly like Stummies.
And the twist is?
It's a much bigger pill.
So this game is exactly like Banished, except there's, first of all, apparently you can like terraform the land, which I didn't realize until I finished playing the hour or so I was destined to play it, and then looked at the demo or the intro video, and it was like, you can make water over this way. I was like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. So anyway, but the other big difference is, well, one thing is the UI is a lot bigger. Banished has a very compact UI, so it's very efficient with the screen space. So most of the screen is spent looking at your town. In this game, and one of the things it does that Banished does is you have a list of all the different people in the town, and you can like indicate, okay, there's 17 people who are just laborers, which means whatever is being built, they'll go build it. If not, then they'll go get wood or whatever. Like they're just sort of like general purpose jobs. And then once you build a hospital or whatever, you can click, I want 2 doctors in that hospital, right? So you assign 2 of those people to go work at the hospital. That window is pretty big. In Banished, you can have it open all the time. On this game, you cannot have it open all the time. You have to open and close it. But that's a pretty minor gripe. The biggest difference between Banished and this game is this game has a tech tree, which means that whereas in Banished, you have about 20 buildings that you can produce, in this game, you have like 100. Because you research fertilizer and suddenly you can make different kinds of farms. You research recycling and you can do different things with your waste or whatever. I don't know if it's waste, but it's like, you know, you can learn agriculture, you can learn irrigation, you can learn fishing boats and stuff like that. So there's a lot more depth apparently. There's icons on the map that I don't know what they do. So there's, you know, and it puts you in a specific place in the world apparently. So for whatever reason, when I started playing it, it was like, okay, you're on the north coast of South America. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I like the fact that it's like an actual place. Yeah. And I'd be curious to know if like the resources match up with
It reminds me of Kingdoms for Keflings. Is it similar to that?
Yeah, a little bit. In Kingdoms for Keflings, you're really micromanaging a lot. Like every person, you tell them do this, do that. This game, it's much more, well, it's not much more, but it's, you know, it's kind of like halfway between that and SimCity.
Okay. Okay.
So it's good. I'm liking it. I'm not going to race out and buy it right away, but I am curious about it. I don't know that I've ever played Banished and thought, ooh, this could really use a tech tree where there's a lot of stuff to research and then manage, you know, keep track of like 100 different buildings. Because one of the nice things about Banished is you just set it up and you tell your villagers what to do and then you watch them do it. And it's a lot of fun to just watch the town prosper. This game, I feel like it's about chasing the next part of the tech tree, and then, you know, new buildings, new things to manage. You take down the old ones and you put new ones up, and that's fine. Maybe I'd really love it if I got into it, but for now, I'm glad I played the demo. It's not going to be my game of the year,
no.
But I am curious to see, and it's early access right now, so it's like, I guess it's not even out yet, but yeah, it's well done. It's very cute, and it's you know, visually appealing.
I do like these kinds of games, so I don't know. Yeah. They scare me at the same
try
time.
The demo, well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They are kind of intimidating when you first start. This has a pretty good, like in the upper right corner, you might be able to see there's a window that says, you know, do this, do that. And it
build
basically
well.
Starts out with, right, well, it says, you know, oh, build a house. And then you build a house, and then you start off with like, I think 50 homeless people. And then once you have a house built, you have 47 homeless people because 3 people can live in a house. So then eventually you build enough.
They're not
houses,
trying
so then-
hard enough.
Yeah, exactly.
They need to.
Suck it up. Get a bunk bed.
Yeah.
But I think it does a good job of leading you into it. Banished is much more brutal. I mean, and there's difficulty levels on this. Banished doesn't have any difficulty levels, I don't think.
What
And a lot of
what
people
are
complain about it.
settlement survival's flaws as far as you're concerned?
So I mean, I feel like again the menus aren't as quite as clean and neat as Banished. Some of the shortcuts are a little odd. So you're building at the toolbar at the bottom is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's great, but the different menus that you'll need to pull up on a regular basis to determine like who's doing what jobs and whatnot, they are all different letters, which is kind of frustrating. But on the other hand, you can get overlays that are F1, F2, F3, and that sort of thing. So some of it's intuitive, some of it's not so intuitive. But there really aren't flaws, to be honest. Like it's cute, it's fairly
So it's
straightforward.
flawless.
I wouldn't say it's flawless, but it's
But
not.
there are no
got
flaws.
Deep flaws. It's not got a lot of deep flaws.
Okay.
More minor stuff.
Settlement survival will be available on October the 11th,
There you
which
go.
is
Very good.
about 7 days away.
Do you know what's kind of interesting, Duke?
What's that?
Kind of interesting. Over the years, we have given this particular developer a lot of stick, and that developer
People who
would
made Settlement Survival?
No, that developer would be Peter Molyneux.
Oh, yeah.
Because if he hadn't have made Populous all those decades and decades ago, most of these games wouldn't exist because that's what
I
they're all
doubt that.
based on. Well, somebody might have come up with that idea eventually, but you know what? He was the pioneer of this sort of genre.
Hey, I'll give him credit for having done stuff that's important to the history of
Yeah,
gaming.
definitely.
I mean, he's not a dick and didn't make some stupid games.
Oh, he's made some stupid games, but you know.
Yes.
Right. That being said, talking of Next Fest, right?
Yes.
I am very angry.
Uh-oh.
You don't sound very angry.
I know I don't, but I am. Inside, I am very angry.
We have some audio from inside Stuart. You ready? Here we go.
Pissing me off. That's
you go.
pretty much it. Because, as you know, 2 years ago or so, I backed a game which I spoke about recently by Sweary called The Good Life.
Yeah, where you play a cat or some shit.
You play a woman who can turn into a cat at night, whatever, right? So I backed.
Just let the audio listeners know that Duke's laughs are usually silent, so I'm fucking hilarious.
It sounds like you're getting what you paid for, Stu.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. So I backed this game, right, with no real idea what it was going to be. I spent, I don't know, it was probably about 30 quid or something backing it or something.
30 quid? What the fuck are you backing a
Well,
cat game for 30 quid?
well,
Jesus
I just
Christ.
did it. I
I
just
wouldn't
did
back
it,
the next Call of
okay?
Duty for 30 quid.
But the reason I'm pissed off is because this week, fucking Sweary, which is making me fucking swear, has announced it's coming to Game Pass day one. I'm just like, are you fucking for real? Are you fucking for real?
Hey, that's where the money is, man.
But you're
That's where
not
everyone's putting
looking
their games.
at the bigger
I'm
picture.
paid to back this game, and yeah, I'm getting a copy of it.
No,
on
Do you
Steam.
want people, Stu, do you want people to play it or not?
You've
Yeah, but-
paid, Stu, for the game to exist.
I know.
exactly.
My name,
You
my name is in
birthed
the
it.
credits. My name is in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
credits.
So be happy.
So
But it's
maybe,
still annoying.
She
I'm
should,
just
give,
like,
she should give
what?
you something special in the game, though. That would be nice.
Now, that
maybe
being said,
that if you didn't back it, the game wouldn't have been made. I mean, fair
That
enough.
is true.
Microsoft probably gave him like $1 million or something to put it on
million
Game
quid.
Pass. But
Million quid.
I mean, your £30
Yeah.
counts a lot, and I'm sure when he's on his yacht, he's grateful for that.
I'm also a little bit concerned because this is
'Cause
the
it looks shit.
description. Well, that's potentially part of it, but here's the
Can't
description.
tell. I don't see it.
Well, description on Steam is this: enjoy
shit.
everyday life. I'm liking the first bit. Enjoy everyday life while solving a murder mystery in rainy woods. I'm just all right. I can live with the solving.
Sounds-
I know it's yours. It's your kind of
That
thing.
sounds
Go ahead.
Stu so far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
known as the happiest town in the world.
Mm,
In this all new debt repayment RPG. What?
What? Debt repayment RPG?
What the
That sounds
fuck?
great. I can't wait to play a
What?
debt repayment. I don't have enough debt in my real life. I want some
Debt
debt in the video
repayment
game. That's like The
RPG.
Sims. I remember the first time I played The Sims, the students were like, "Oh, you're gonna love it." And then I played. I came back to school the next day. I was like, "What the hell?" They're like, "What?" I'm like, "I have to go to a job and pay bills. Like, I play video games to get away from reality."
Okay, but here's the thing, right? This is what I'm
Okay,
getting
what's the
to.
thing? Yes.
There's a download. There's a free demo in the next
Okay.
fest thing on Steam. So your
Yes.
mission this week, if you choose
not
to
playing
access
this.
it, is to play the demo. Come on.
No.
I like
I
how
still
Duke.
have a demo for another game I downloaded from Next Fest that I didn't play. I didn't play Subnautica. What makes you think
I
I
like
play
how
this piece of
Duke is
shit?
open to new and fresh ideas.
Yeah. Come on, dude. This is it. I want to.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, okay? There's a Battlefield open beta coming this weekend, so screw your cat debt
Come
game.
on, play the demo.
No,
Play it for 10 minutes. Just play it.
I might play it for 10 minutes.
5
in order
minutes.
to come
10
on
minutes.
and
5
give a
minutes.
tirade.
Give a
about this
tirade of
game
what
next
you think
time.
about the
You
game.
know it's not going to be good, Stu.
Maybe.
I'm going to download
Yeah, really.
the demo
Why do
as
you
well.
want to hear me yell about this?
Well, because I'm going to download the demo as well. I'm going to because I fucking bought this game and I can play it on Game Pass for free anyway.
What's it called?
The Good Life.
The Good Life.
It's set in the UK. You like it? It's twee.
So? Lots
twee,
of games
man.
are set in the UK. That means I'm
twee.
good.
Well, I don't care about a game. I'm in the UK.
Exactly right, Chini. You've got to play this as well.
Why?
You're not getting out because you do. You're not getting out of this.
Oh boy.
Oh, because you do. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah, because you do, man. This
Oh,
is
that's
your
a good point. To be
See
fair.
it. Peglin, Planet Crafter, Blade of
Yeah.
Darkness.
So you can play this as well for next week, and we'll all
Last Campfire.
you two will blast it, and I might even
Oh,
give
there
you
we
some
go, The Good
shit. Who
Life.
knows? Who
Life
knows?
Sim.
Because you've paid up front, I feel like you feel like the game owes you more.
I do, considering I've bloody needing to bother paying for it.
God, this looks bad.
Anyway.
I'm downloading the demo. I'm
Oh,
not
no.
promising I'll play it, but at least I'm
Okay.
a step further.
Chitty, anything else from you? Have you got anything else?
No, I did download Black Mesa, but I didn't have time to play it. I'm
Ugh.
afraid. Sorry.
Oh well, you've got two games
You
now. to play
you
for next week.
misspoke and you said time when you meant interest.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
true.
Yeah, I couldn't be asked to
Do
play
you know
it.
what though? Do you know what though, Chinny? If you've never played
know what?
Half-Life, there is no reason you won't like this game. You
Yeah,
fucking
you're
love
gonna love it,
Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2. You will
Is
love
it as good as
Half-Life.
Half-Life 2?
you're-
Oh, yes, equally
No.
as good as both of those.
No,
Yeah, it is.
stop lying, Stuart.
Why am I lying?
I don't know.
Because you know this is a
Why?
remake.
It's not. It's a
The
completely
mechanics are
grounded-
just as wonky as they were back in the day.
No, they're not. They're not. They're all completely based on the Half-Life 2 engine. It's exactly like playing Half-Life 2, but Half-Life 1.
Let's put money on that. I'll bet you £5 that when Shinny plays this, he's not going to say it's exactly like playing.
Okay,
Half-Life 2.
I'll take that.
£5.
All right.
Totally take that.
It's on the table now.
Because I know for a
What?
fact it plays exactly the same. Because guess what, Duke? I've played it twice.
Yeah, I know you have, and I haven't. That's
So
fine.
I know he plays exactly the same because I've bloody played the game.
Who's
Anyway,
lost £5? Find out next week.
Not me.
Yeah. This comes out to
Uh,
$6.77 US. So
Yeah, there's
I
no
got some
gravity
money
gun,
on the
by the
table.
way, because that's not in the first game. But,
Oh,
yeah.
so it's not exactly like Half-Life.
Well, yeah, all the other stuff's exactly the same.
You just said it's exactly. It's just going to
Well,
have
no.
16 things. No, it's not got that. No,
No,
it's not like
you
that.
said
Oh,
the fucking everything's wonky. It isn't. Anyway.
anyway.
Yeah, well, I've played other stuff, so I'll quickly talk about a couple of things. I played and
Yeah,
finished
go ahead,
the game
talk
this
about
week,
it. Ooh,
played and finished the
Stu,
game.
Look at Stu finishing things.
which is Superliminal,
Superliminal, okay.
which actually was all right.
Is that
it
the
was
perspective game?
Yeah, it was better at the beginning, and it got a bit tiresome towards the end.
Okay.
And I say that it only took about 2 hours to finish, so it wasn't like a huge game.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't look at any walkthroughs, so I did manage to get through it without
You
sort of
mad
looking
bastard.
at anything. I know, I did get frustrated at a couple of points.
Is it more than just a little silly novelty?
A little bit more than that, I guess. It's not a huge amount more than that. It's not a huge, like I say, it's a little bit like Portal 1 in length. So,
Alright.
like I say, it's just enough, and it's a kind of cool mechanic to begin with. But there were a couple of the puzzles where I knew what to do, but executing it was a fucking pain in the arse. Because basically you've got to look at what you look at is how big it's gonna be when you drop it. It's really hard to explain, but it's not that easy to accomplish the right size of stuff That is because when you're trying to do something, there's like one where there's like a keyhole halfway up a wall, and you've got 2 doorways that act like a portal. You go in one and come out of the other. Right. So you've got to put one against the wall that you go in, and then one on top of it that you come out into the keyhole that's halfway up the wall. But again, those things the right size was fucking a nightmare. The amount of times I thought, oh yeah, that looks... It was very frustrating. I'm like, oh, that looks about right. And then I walk through and no, it isn't. But no, for that all being said, it was kind of fun to play. And I kind of like the story. There's a bit of a narrator going on. It does steal a lot from sort of the structure of Portal and the way it works. But I like the ending. I like the game. It's cool. It's, you know, it's on Game Pass, so you don't have to pay for it if you've got Game Pass on either PC or Xbox. And it's worth a couple of hours of anyone's time, I would have said. You know, it's kind of fun. It, like I say, it just loses its way towards the end, really. But other than that, it's good. What else have I played? I've also played Aspire 1 VR Operative on the Quest. I bought this in the sale for about £6 or something.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. It's basically you're a dude who's in a secret lab somewhere, and some other lab's been infiltrated by enemies, and there's the robots that you can put your consciousness inside and stealth around and kill people.
Yeah.
And that was about it, really. It was just all right. I wasn't blown away. I'll probably play a little bit more and give it a more, but for £6, I thought it was worth a punt.
Hey,
but
£6, £6. And you might get that money back soon.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And the final thing I've played...
Black Mesa. Yes, go ahead.
The final thing I've played, I am really enjoying, which is I Am Fish. And I've got to say, this is the most complete game these guys have made to date.
That's what you said last week.
I know, and I'm saying the same again, but I have completed the goldfish's journey. So what I didn't realize is that obviously there's 4 fish at the start of the game in the tank with you, like there's you and 3 other fish. And when you complete the journey of the goldfish, then you have to do the same journey for the other 3 fish, but they're in different parts of the city.
Shit.
Okay.
So their journeys are different than yours.
Is it good? Did you enjoy it?
Loved it. I loved the goldfish journey. It was well funny.
Hold on. Cool, is this I Am Fish?
Yeah, I Am Fish.
Okay. Right.
Honestly, it's brilliant. I don't know how they came up with this, but it's awesome.
What do you mean how they come up with it? It's Finding Nemo.
Well,
yeah, really.
I guess. It's kind of, I guess.
You know that movie that's exactly like this? That's probably where they came up with.
What's going to be our next idea? I don't know.
Really
anyway, I'm going to watch this movie.
About a guy who puts a lot of balloons on his house and then floats away to another country.
I've had an idea. I've had an idea where these toys come to life.
I don't think Nemo rolled around.
I had an idea about a trash
bowl.
planet, and there's a robot who collects all the trash.
There's a cowboy.
I'm gonna call it Bobby.
There's
a cowboy and there's an Indian. We can't do Indians anymore.
The
we don't
basic
call them red
premise.
Indians. Well, there's a spaceship then. There's a spaceman.
I'll accept.
All right, so go ahead, Stu.
I'll accept the basic premise is Finding Nemo, but all the other shit in between is nothing to do with Finding Nemo.
He's Super Monkey Ball, basically.
Yeah, it is. And one of the coolest bits, like on the goldfish journey, is that you have to cross a bridge.
That's cool, is it?
It is, because it's all obviously scaffold boards and stuff, and
see.
you have to roll all around all these scaffold boards.
I am fish.
This way.
Yeah.
So that all does, right? So I did all that shit, right? And then the fish jumps out of the water, the goldfish, and realizes that the sun glints off his scales.
Okay.
And then he
So
uses
he can blind
that.
people with it.
No, he uses that as a signal to signal the other fish. So when you start as a second fish, you can see this obviously glint keep coming up and down in the sea miles away. So you start, the second fish is the puffer fish. You can choose whichever one you want, but I chose
No need to call him names. We can't say that stuff no more. Grow up.
Yeah, puffer fish. And and then the puffer fish, you can puff yourself up and roll like a ball. So it adds this extra dimension to the mechanics as the second fish. I love it. I think it's so cool. I recommend everybody who's got Game Pass should play this game.
Play the fish game, people.
Play I Am Fish, because
and keep your eyes peeled for I Am Day of the Dead Person, which is about this kid who loves music and he's trying to find his dad, and it's the Dia de los Muertos.
But compared, just to finish,
how'd they come up
compared to compared to I Am Bread and
Yes.
obviously Surgeon Simulator and all that other stuff. This is like this is almost feels like what they've been working towards. You know,
Yeah.
they've made all these weird physics games, and then it's like, but we've got this one big game we're gonna make out of all that stuff we've learned along the way, which I really like.
Yes.
It's honestly it's brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it.
It's a shame it's
so
going to
much
get
fun.
cancelled, isn't it?
What do you mean?
The Pixar have sued them.
Is that absolutely true?
It's going to get shut down now, yeah.
That's not fucking true.
Yeah.
You just made that up. I believe you.
And I also know that the director of Toy Story burnt down the developer's house.
Yeah, now I really know you're not telling the truth.
Ooh, Pixar did sue somebody though. There's a game called Uniracers.
Really?
Yeah. Shortly after the games, what kind of game was it? PAL.
How do you spell it?
Nintendo of America. UNIRACERS. And SNES, 1994. Shortly after the game's release, it looks like stupid riding unicycles.
Oh
around a
yeah,
2D
I
track.
remember that.
Shortly after the game's
box art,
release,
you
this
know.
is from Wikipedia, DMA Design was sued by Pixar for allegedly copying the unicycle design and concept from their 1987 short Red's Dream. Wow. One of the developers of the game said, quote, "The problem with Pixar is that they seem to think that any computer-generated unicycle was owned by them." The company lost the lawsuit, and as a result, Nintendo had to terminate production of further Unirally cartridges. Wow, that's intense.
I'll be honest.
I remember this game, like the cover of
So
this
you
game.
told the truth, Chinny, but it's just not about the right game.
Yeah, about the right game. I doubt very much they will be able to sue them because it's not a clownfish. If there was any fish that
Oh, stop it.
resembled-
You act like Disney needs actual grounds to win a
Really?
lawsuit. They're an enormous
Oh.
behemoth corporation that destroys everything in its path.
Yeah, it's not happening. Anyway, I'll bet you another $5 on that if you like.
Well, no,
quite
I'm not
happy
going
to
to bet
bet
that they're
another
actually going to
$5.
sue this company because I don't have a
Oh,
reason to sue this company.
your money where your
I'll
mouth
bet
is,
most
man.
people who play this go, man, let's watch Finding Nemo again, and then
It's only
Disney gets
going to
another
help
$5.
them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not going to sue them. Anyway, that's it for me. So let's not do news because we haven't got time, but we have got a speak pipe.
No news. We have email, you said?
No, speak pipe.
Oh, we got no email.
No email.
No email. Time to open my email.
Speak pipe. It's the way to.
It's
leave
very
bananas
strange
for us.
what Eric picks like as a sound effect.
All right. Yeah, it's from Dark Side.
Derek. Derek.
And it is 1 minute 30 seconds. Let's listen, shall we?
Hello, Veteran Gamers. It's Derek
Hello.
Sims back again.
Yay.
Earlier this week, I bought a game that I'd been putting off buying for almost a year because of bad reviews.
Go
I
on.
had originally planned to buy it on day one, but I traded in a few things at CEX and got Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, I've heard about this game. It's based on a Pixar movie called Total Recall.
It's the Xbox version, and when I say that, it's the Xbox One S version, as I've got that console. I don't have one of the newer consoles, and I was expecting a bit of a disaster because of many bad
Well, because of everything everybody said.
reviews for the previous gen consoles, I suppose they are now. But I know it's been patched quite a bit, and it's been okay so far.
Well, all right,
I've played about 5 hours of it, and based on those 5 hours, I'd say it could end up being anywhere from a 5 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, maybe.
It's a ringing endorsement. It's like mediocre to okay.
Do you know what?
It
At least
reminded
it's
me quite strongly
working.
at the
Yeah, that is good news.
start of Far Cry 2 on the Xbox 360 as I originally played it.
Wait, what?
Driving
Wait a minute, hang
mechanics
on. I
and
need
the
to rewind
shooting,
it. I don't understand what you just
and
said.
I'm hoping it's going to
Wait a minute. Stop. Back up. I missed something.
improve, but we'll see. On the say, it could end up being anywhere from a 5 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, maybe.
That's my fault, by the way, for constantly commenting on things instead of listening to what he's saying. Okay, I'm going to shut up.
It reminded me quite strongly at the start of Far Cry 2 on the Xbox 360 as I originally played it. The driving mechanics and the shooting, and I'm hoping it's going to improve, but we'll see.
You know what? Actually, that makes me want to play this more than anything else I've heard, because that's one of the things I love the most about Far Cry games is that like you're jumping into things and pulling yourself into vehicles and whatnot.
So it's not too bad so far. And so, question related to this, I guess, is there a game or gaming franchise which you put off playing for maybe days, maybe weeks, maybe even years, and you eventually got around to playing it or playing the franchise, and you found it wasn't that bad. In fact, you might have even quite enjoyed it. I'll leave it at that. So, with nothing else to say, I'll just say, keep on gaming.
Now I'm going to assume he means a game that a lot of people didn't like.
Or a game that you wasn't excited about, I think
Yeah.
is what I interpreted it as. Like, you're like, oh, I'm not really that bothered about this game. And then you play it and you're like, oh, actually, it's pretty good.
I suppose Red Dead Online counts for that for me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really fussed about it at the start. I was like, I'll just see what this is like. And then I fell deep in love with that game. So, yeah, that's my answer.
I feel like I've got one. I just can't think of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the same. Like a game that I wasn't that bothered about, and then I know. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
That's a good game.
Because that had been out well over a year, like nearly 18 months, 2 years before I played that game. And I was just like, nah. I played the demo, and I really didn't like the demo. I remember playing the demo and sort of going, no, I'm not liking this. And everyone was banging on about how great it was. So I'm like, I must feel
I think the little tiny touches of things were really the key there for that game.
Yeah. And I felt I must be missing something. So I played the full game and absolutely loved it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a great
and that's the type of game that doesn't really demo very well. Like it's a game that takes its time. It's a game that requires you to sort of fall in love with the people and the scenario. And I think that's doesn't really work in a demo.
I've got one.
Yeah.
But it's an oldie.
Well, yeah.
That's all right.
Is it the unicycle racing game?
There's a game that was on the Nintendo 64 that everybody was raving about, and I was more excited about another game. I was excited for a game called Mission Impossible.
All right, okay.
I was like, I cannot wait for that game. And then everybody was banging on about this bloody James Bond game.
Alright,
and I was like, ugh, bloody, just, why was everybody talking about GoldenEye? Like, oh, God. And I remember thinking, like, I prefer third-person games even back then. Like, I prefer games where you can see the character rather than, like, the first-person stuff. And then played it, and I was like, this game is fantastic. And then Mission Impossible came out the next year after, came out September, and my mum bought it me, and I came back from school one day and she bought it for me. And I played it, and I sort of convinced myself that it was good, but it was not good. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't like the worst, but it was janky as hell. Back then, I remember like, back then it was janky. And
no patches back then.
Yeah, it was.
What you get is what you get.
Is what you were gonna have.
What you get is what you get.
Yeah, it was rough, and I remember thinking, God, like this is really, really difficult to sort of play. And then GoldenEye is just so straightforward.
It is funny when you think back. I mean, it's the same as CDs and MP3s and music and the way we digest that now. You know, like back in the day, you got a game, whether it was shit or not, you played it because
and I think that
you weren't going to get another one for a bit. So
and it probably meant that we weren't so easily disappointed. Like part of the more stuff you have access to, the easier it is to feel disappointed by stuff, which means I think that our overall feeling of satisfaction with the world tends to go down the more stuff we have, which is a weird paradox because you would think that people who have a lot of stuff are going to be happier. But it actually tends to work in reverse because if you don't have a whole lot, you learn to appreciate the things you do have.
Exactly,
so
become
that's the trap. Is like
desensitized all that shit.
Well, and just having options, I think, is like it means that you're not so invested. If I save up $100 for something, there's a strong likelihood that I'm gonna convince myself that I'm happy with it, even if all other things being equal, I wouldn't have been. So
I have a gaming way of explaining that where when we had a PlayStation 1, I think it was Pete's PlayStation 1, and we chipped it, we modded it, and so that it could play anything, any dodgy game.
You could play all the dodgy DVD
so we went from
get your hands on.
Back paying 30-40 quid for a video game, having like 3-4 games, to like going down the car boot, buying 10 games for like a $5. And these games just became so disposable right? And you just don't appreciate like anything, and you don't play them from. And that's kind of where we're at with Game Pass. I feel like you got game. You know, look back when we started.
And even
this
Steam.
Look, I was thinking about the game Braid today, and how unique that premise was and stuff like that in 2008, and we were all like, "Oh my god, these indie games are so different." They're $2 a penny now, like games, indie games that have weird quirks and that what was that perspective thing that you've like
the one where you turn the tower around.
No, the one that you played today, like the you talking about today with the perspective and the large objects and.
Oh yeah, Superliminal.
So like those games, like 10 years ago, we would have gone, "Oh my god, that's like revolutionary." But now we're just inundated with these type of games, and we just don't appreciate. So we don't spend as much time with them, and I feel like that's kind of partly why I've sort of broke away from it all. And I feel like 12 Minutes was doing something that I was sort of searching for. It was sort of doing something a little bit different. Didn't quite execute it. But
no, you're not wrong.
Thanks.
You're not wrong at all. But thank you, Derek.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. Derek. But no, I'm afraid there is no emails this week.
Jeez, thanks a lot, people. Send emails. Come on, we need email engagement. Come on.
We do.
Hook me up.
We do.
What about any tweets, any engagement on the Twitter? Any Facebook comments? Any Discord stuff?
I don't know.
Because you know what? Email is not the way kids are communicating these days. The young people they're using Gadzorp.
Yeah.
Facebook. There is look. Susan put up the picture from 2013 Euro game.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
But there's only me on it. There's only me.
You all look like you're gonna get shot against that wall.
Yeah. What's interesting? Somebody did comment. There are comments on this. Adam Volkalin, or Vakalin, Adam Vakalin. He said, "Is this Ginny, Stew, and Duke then?"
No.
It was like, no. I'm like, Stew's there.
We've got a video with Chinny, Stew, and Duke.
Yeah, well, I put the picture. I put the picture up. But this is us three together.
Yeah.
Just to show him. But yeah, so he thought. But this is a funny thing because you think people know what we look like now because we've had our faces all over shit, haven't we?
Just go on our YouTube channel. You'll be able to.
Yeah, people don't.
We have got like loads of questions that we never read out on the Discord.
I know we're terrible. I don't even look at Discord anymore. That's how bad I am.
Discord.
Discord. Discord.
I think we read this one, like Good Games on the Mobile.
We probably have.
Did we read this one where Fraser said if you could make a sequel to your game?
Yes.
What did all three veterans of the gaming lifestyle last play together?
It was the Back for Blood.
Yeah, Back for Blood, man. That's outing about.
But
I didn't turn up.
Chinny wasn't there. Okay.
Yeah, no, he didn't because Chinny was a splitter.
Right.
Probably it could have been the delivery game, wasn't
the
it?
delivery game.
Oh
delivery
yeah,
driver
probably was.
thing.
Totally realistic delivery service.
Yeah, totally reliable delivery driver or whatever the hell it was called.
Totally driving.
Delivery service.
Driving.
Reliable delivery service. Was it?
Deliveroo, the driving.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Sure.
that was fun.
That was a long time ago.
That was during lockdown part
But
one.
Back for Blood is out soon, so maybe we'll play that together.
What about Black for Blood?
Black for Blood.
That's the blaxploitation version of the same game.
Okay.
There's a Twitter account called Yearbook Quotes, and this dude wrote for his quote, "I was kicked out of Hogwarts for practicing black magic." He's a black dude.
Okay.
Funny.
It is pretty good.
It's pretty good. So there you go. I don't think there is any other questions as such.
No.
Pretty sure we answered all the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably have.
Leave a question in the Discord. We'll read it out in 2 months.
Yeah, Discord, Twitter, whatever. There's lots of ways to contact us, people. We just want you to engage in some way. Leave us an iTunes review. Why not?
Yeah, put them there, and we'll read
Leave
them
us a
out
comment
in,
on our MySpace page.
2 months. 2 months.
Make a TikTok about us.
Yeah.
It has to be about us. Just give us some attention.
Send us a message on MSN.
Attach a scroll to a pigeon's leg.
MSN, that's brilliant.
Find us on Isolator.
Anyway, I think we're done. Are we
Anyway,
done? Shout outs.
I guess that's
stuff?
it. If the community is going to do anything for us, you bastards.
Write a
It's
message.
time for a shout out.
Write
Hey!
a
I
message
what?
on a etch and sketch. Put it in a box and send it to us.
Right, or etch
personally.
a sketch, because whichever. one
Whatever.
you have.
We don't get. They're not that common.
Etch and sketch. I'm with that. I like that.
Etch and sketch.
I want an etch
You
and
can
sketch
either
for
etch and
Christmas.
sketch.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna shout out Amar because he sent me an awesome Rick Astley video. It was a lot of fun. In fact, I think I'm gonna try to find it because it was a good video. And he also had some drama over eBay.
eBay drama.
So yeah, that was pretty weird.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks, Amar.
Thanks, Amar.
There you go, Chinny.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
and I finally read Jacinta's poem. Sorry, it's really good. I really liked it. I need to write more stuff back to her, but I appreciate you sending that, Jacinta. I'm sorry it took me so long to read it for the first and second time, but I'm going to write some more feedbacks to you soon. Thank you.
I'm gonna shout out an app.
Oh.
Okay.
It's called Just Watch.
Okay.
Okay.
I've only just found out about this app.
Is it like TikTok?
No.
Okay.
I've only found out about this app just now. But basically, it tells you what if you like. I want to watch this film, but you don't know what fucking streaming platform it's on. It tells you what it's on.
Okay.
So you're like,
That's
it's on
good.
Prime.
Nice.
And it tells you like
I do
if you
like
need to
that.
pay for it or whatever. And then I typed in brain candy, Duke.
Oh, nice.
That's what led me to find this app. And it's not on anything.
Ah, crap. I'm sorry.
No one cares about that film.
No one cares.
But my summary would be, if it's not on anything, it's probably on YouTube.
Maybe.
So, there you are.
Very good.
There you are.
I'm going to shout out Richard Primrose, no less. Superstar
Ooh,
DJ.
okay.
Superstar DJ.
Yeah.
Richard Primrose.
Here
Because
we
he
go.
has sent us a question. I forgot about this, actually. Just reminded me.
Oh, that's right. He did. I forgot about that. Go ahead.
He says, you boys on the podcast, have you watched Free Guy yet?
Nope.
No. They made that before lockdown. I remember I was
I know.
watching that movie, like the trailer for that movie, and I was like, oh, that looks good. And then the pandemic happened and it never got released. And
Well, anyway, he says, really enjoyed it. Great video game movie. So it's
Yeah.
a recommendation and the question.
Yeah.
So I'll make an effort to watch it. Are you two going to see if you can watch this?
yeah, I think Tara said that we might go to the cinema to watch it.
Oh.
Is it still out?
I don't know. Who cares?
Is it still on at the cinema?
I don't know. I'll make them put it on.
Okay.
I'll go in there and go, well, can I stream it to the projector, please?
Okay.
You bastards. Well, I don't know. If it's not at the cinema, but look, I don't know. It's just a night out, isn't it? The cinema these days. It's just not everything's available everywhere, but you know, you still like to go out.
It is. But what's quite interesting, I said this to Kay, it's got Jodie Comer in it, hasn't it? Or Comer? Jodie Comer?
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
She's in Killing Eve, so she's the,
I don't know who that is.
assassin in Killing. How can you not? Like everybody in the dog knows about Killing Eve.
Well, I know. I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Well, anyway, she's in Killing Eve, and I said it's kind of interesting what role she takes because she obviously did Killing Eve, then she's done this massive Hollywood blockbuster movie, and they did a one-episode drama in the UK called Help. I don't know whether you've heard of this, but it's basically based at the beginning of COVID, and it's this carer who's in like a care home for people with learning disabilities and stuff. And basically, she plays a woman who has no idea what COVID is or what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting what role she takes. I just thought it was
Stevie Graham's like that though. Who?
Who's Stevie Graham?
Fucking hell.
You seem angry.
You know who Stevie Graham is?
I probably do. Who's Stevie Graham? I'm going to
Stephen Graham is one of the greatest actors that have come out of the UK. He plays. He's in The Irishman. He's in This Is England. He's in.
It's funny you should say that, Ginny, because he's also in Help.
There you go.
he plays one of the guys with learning
He's in
disabilities.
everything. Martin Scorsese loves him.
Everyone at work, right, is like, oh, it's just amazing. You should watch Help. And I'm like, I don't know whether I want to watch something about COVID. It's too soon, man. It's too soon. I don't want to watch, but apparently it's really, really good. But I don't know whether I want to watch.
Stephen Graham is a goddamn treasure of a man.
Yeah, he is. I know exactly who he is.
He's a beautiful man. I love him.
This is England. And
Snatch,
whatever he was in that.
Duke.
Yeah.
You know.
Wait, who is he in Snatch?
He's the main, like what's his name? Jason
Statham.
He's right hand man.
Oh yeah, Tommy.
That's Stevie Graham.
Yeah, he is a good actor.
So
definitely.
Stevie Graham's in Parts of the
Milk
Caribbean.
hasn't
He's in
caught up with human biology
Gangs
yet.
of New
Look,
York.
Fuck me, Tommy. What have you been reading?
He's in Gangs of New York, The Irishman. I think Boardwalk Empire plays Al Capone. He's
cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
he's absolutely brilliant. But he does a lot of dramas as well.
If you've never seen This Is England, it's
This Is England.
amazing. But so difficult to watch.
He's horrible in This Is England.
Oh, it's the most horrible thing to watch. But
And then did you see
he's a horrible person, or he's his acting?
Oh yeah.
No,
Horrible.
his character is a horrible person.
Horrible
person. And then you've got This Is England the movie, which is set in 1982, I think. And then you got then you got the series, which is This Is England 84, 86 and 88. Or no, sorry, no, it's 86, 88 and 90, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's all set obviously in that era, so he's like very nostalgic, but the way his arc for his character is so sort of tragic and sort of brilliant and well written. It's a great show.
It's something I think you would really enjoy.
I think you'd like This Is England, do
Yeah, you would definitely.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's like I say, difficult to watch.
Very difficult. Yeah.
So I was doing search for. It turns out Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up, has a billion views.
Yeah,
with a beat.
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
And so I went looking, like, what's the most watched YouTube video of all
time?
It's
I think it's an Indian video.
Nope.
No, isn't it a Bollywood music?
Nope.
No.
Top 5 are not Bollywood.
Oh right, okay. I know one of them is Gangnam Style, surely. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually number 11 on the list.
Oh right, okay.
And that was I was going to ask in a second. I'll say it now. That was the first video to ever reach 1 billion views.
Yeah, I know Gangnam Style's up there, but yeah, I mean it's a moving target, isn't it?
Any thoughts about what the number one most watched YouTube?
No idea. I remember reading what the
is it
first
Baby Shark?
ever YouTube
Is it Baby?
It is
video
Baby
was.
Shark. Yeah. It's
is it
Baby
Baby?
Shark.
Yeah. I didn't look that up. I just sort of guessed, but yeah.
I've actually never even heard the Baby Shark song.
I had to perform.
I know, right? Isn't that weird?
On during this is I had to perform
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Oh wow.
Baby
but
Shark.
Shinny, do me a favor.
For
we don't want
extra
this
life.
taken down on the video, so mute the audio for a
That's
second.
why I sang it, so we don't get taken down.
No, but I want to play you what Amar sent me.
Okay.
Oh,
I think
right,
it's
okay.
the backing music is close enough. Are we muted?
Yeah. So you know this is a thing now, Duke, right? Do you know like the Jurassic Park, yeah. It's some play it on a kazoo as well. Like there's other versions where they play it on a kazoo and it's awful. But there are basically YouTube videos out there, YouTube channels that just play bad versions of songs and they do very well. Yeah. 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 Never heard of that. Yeah. Shape of You is Ed Sheeran, yeah. Correct. Correct. That's the new single by Wiz Khalifa, I think. Sure. So Extra Life. Extra Life. It's coming up. I got asked about it this week. I believe Kim from the Overseas Connection has put a page up. I don't know if I'm doing it. I have no idea. I haven't thought about it. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do it. No, I didn't do. I haven't done that for a while, and I didn't do that the last 2 times. So I just sort of played anything the last 2 times. I didn't do no. That's true. That is true. Yeah. I don't think I can play real life snooker for 24 hours. Yeah, I think, yeah, I probably should do it, shouldn't I? But yeah, I don't know if anybody got any ideas, but I think we did Phasmophobia last year. That was fun, wasn't it? I think we did Among Us as well. I think by the time Extra Life comes round, Back 4 Blood will be done and no one will give a shit about it no more. That's my prediction. But yeah, we can have a think. But anyway, Extra Life is a thing. I know the Overseas Connection guys will probably do it. So stay tuned. So we'll do that. I haven't turned you back on the stream, so no one can hear, but no one's complaining, so no one's watching.
Okay.
No one cares.
Cool. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stop the recording.
Hey, we've not even done the outro.
Oh wait, no, I didn't play the outro music.
Who
Oh my
cares?
god, I almost committed the
anymore?
most horrible sin.
We've
I
never
turned to
done
gold.
Never not done the outro, dude.
I'm gold.
He's turned to gold, Stu.
I've turned to gold.
He has turned to gold, man.
I'm turned to gold.
He's committed a sin.
This episode's been such a treat for the viewers. Chinny was giving us close-ups of his mouth before. I was frozen with a stupid face.
Gold. G-O-L-D, G-O-L-D, it's gold.
Baby shark, baby.
I cut it off right before you said. All right, you know what? I'm gonna see this Baby Shark shit.
I can't believe you've never heard Baby
Don't do
Shark.
it. I had to perform it for Extra Life. Someone said that they would donate £10 if I did it, so I had to
They
do
got a
it.
little award thing on their video thing here. It said #1 most viewed video on YouTube.
Ping pong.
Cool. Wolverhampton Wanderers won 2-1 yesterday against Newcastle. Is that a team? Thanks for joining people to us. Huh. Jeez. Thank you very much. All right. See you later, folks. Bye.